Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of Clutch Conversations. It's your boy Mike. Back at you one more again, live on a Thursday night. It feels good to be back in this thing live. We was pre-recorded last week, but we're back live, so we get to kick it with everybody in the chat. We definitely got a dope guest tonight, but first things first, make sure you hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification. Forms. Look like we're having a little bit of technical difficulty. Hopefully, we don't have too much technical difficulty tonight. We are battling bad weather here in Florida with hurricane/tropical storm Nicole. So hopefully, I don't lose internet. But if we do, we'll handle that as it come up. Everyone, make sure you're supporting U.S. Art. Got my U.S. Art shirt in the mail. Definitely proud of that. And make sure you're supporting U.S. Art Florida. If you're not, I don't know what you're waiting on. If you're involved in this reptile hobby in any shape, form, or fashion, you definitely need to be supporting U.S. Art. The link for that is in the description of this video. So without further ado, we're going to bring on tonight's guest. Tonight, we got Matt from Sommers Reptiles Incorporated, you bitch. What's good, bro?
How's it going, man? Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Good to see you. So introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your background.
My name's Matt. I started buying ball pythons and just before the pandemic, actually. So it was like 2019. I got my first snake. Growing up, I always wanted reptiles and snakes, but my parents were like, "No, you can't have that. We're not having snakes and lizards in the house." Which is it's wild to me because I had every other pet imaginable growing up, and snakes and lizards like easier than like birds and hamsters and dogs and all that. They would never let me have it. So when I was with 2019, I was just turned like 30, 31. I went out and just started buying snakes. Bought a normal. Then I found Morph Market. Bought a couple morphs. One's from Steve's Morphs. I didn't even know who Steve was, and now I know Steve. And I'm like, hey, I bought my second snake from you, dude. And he was really like, she just had eggs, all that. But I caught the bug in 2020 during the pandemic. Sitting at home, started watching, Barczyk, Miguel, all those guys, the usual.
Right.
Started seeing the business side of it and being like, oh, you can I love these animals. You can make pretty good money off of this. Okay. So I started like investing, not slowly. I went pretty hard, like right away. I started like
jump right in, huh?
Dude, I was like, I think my third or fourth snake was from Justin, so I didn't waste any time.
So before we get too deep into the snakes, tell us a little bit about your personal interests.
I'm pretty all over the place, man. I grew up playing hockey in California, which is super rare. Everyone's like, "Why'd you play hockey?" I'm like, "Man, I don't know. I should have played baseball." Like my dad grew up playing baseball. Went, played college ball. For some reason, I was like, I don't want to play baseball. I want to play hockey. Did that. Justin and I had bonded over this. I grew up playing this is what this statue is right here. I don't know if anyone else is a nerd, but I grew up playing World of Warcraft for a long time.
Okay.
So I was that weird hybrid of like, I'd be playing hockey and wasn't playing hockey. I was at home playing WoW. So it was just, dude, it's a strange mix, but I love concerts. I love all kinds of music, but I definitely gravitate more towards like rock and metal. Obviously, you can see the wall back there. But if I'm not doing like snake stuff or going to shows, I'm definitely going to like concerts for sure.
Okay, that's what's up.
That was probably the hardest part for me during COVID was not having access
not being able to go
concerts or like sports like that. Those are like my two like therapy. They're therapeutic for me. So being stuck in the house was just awful.
So what's your favorite band?
Oh man, that's hard. Rammstein is definitely one of them. Everyone's like, they're German. You don't even know what they're saying. I'm like, I don't like listen to the lyrics. I'm all about the music for me.
Gotcha.
Metallica for sure. That was like my dad brought me into Metallica. I grew up with Metallica. So I was like 3 years old singing along to like Enter Sandman. My mom was just like, yeah, I've lost him. He's gone. Like that's it. It's funny because she was born in Cuba. So she came over here when she was like 5 years old. So she likes like Gloria Estefan and all like that kind of stuff, which I could still listen to it, like I went with my girlfriend to go see Backstreet Boys this year, and I was fine with that. They put on a good show.
Okay. They still put on shows?
They still put on shows. You can definitely tell some of those dudes have had work done for sure, though. Like, you look at the screen, and I was like, oh, that dude had a facelift. like 100%.
Oh damn. Yeah, I didn't even know they were still performing, but that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I remember all them like boy bands and stuff like Backstreet Boys, NSYNC.
Yep. Well, that's what I tell people all the time. Like, it's funny because like growing up, you know, when we were like 13, 14, those bands back then, I was like, oh, I don't want to listen to that. Oh, they're lame. No, those boy bands, no. And now, you know, we're 30, 40 years old and we go karaoke and we sing along and know all the words. It's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, because you're low-key listening to that shit. I ain't gonna lie, NSYNC dropped a couple of bangers back in the day. I ain't gonna even lie, bro.
Oh, yeah. I mean, now I'm just like, hey, don't be hating. I'm like, they're good.
100%, bro. 100%. All right, so you said you got into reptiles like around 2019. So
Yeah.
what kind of sparked that?
Just the fact that I had wanted for so long, couldn't have them. I mean, from living with my parents, you know, till I was 22 and not being able to have them, and then moving out, roommates were kind of like, "Hey, we don't want snakes in the house." I was like, "Okay, I respect that. You know, I'm not gonna bring them in." And then girl I was dating at that time didn't want them, so just constantly being told no, and then finally, you know, being on my own and being like, "I can buy whatever I want now. Like, this is my apartment. I can put whatever I want here." Which is funny because I never cleared it through the apartment, so I don't even know if I was technically allowed to have snakes in there when I was living in the apartment. But ironically, I had like a really bad flooding accident in my bathroom. Like the sewage and all, it was horrible. I didn't want to get into detail. It was bad, but I had to like call my parents and be like, "Hey, I need you guys to help me get these snakes out of here because they're gonna come in, they're gonna clean up, you know, the entire apartment. They don't know I have these here." I was like, "We need to get them out like now." So they had to drive down an hour to my apartment, help me load up all the snakes and everything into like 3 cars. It was, and they were, that was like, I had like 5 snakes, but they were all in terrariums. I hadn't bought racks.
Oh, okay, okay.
So they were all in like, you know, 36-inch, you know, big ass exoteras.
So at that point, was it like more of a pet keeping venture for you?
Yeah. It was for me. It was like I was kind of buying things that I wanted to breed for fun. So it was like, for me, it was like, oh, I really, you know, like everybody else comes into it. Oh, I love, you know, blue-eyed Lucy's. So I saw blue-eyed Lucy's, but I was like, oh, I don't want to pay $400 for a snake. I can just buy a Mojave and then breed it to this, and I can make my own. So that was kind of the mindset that I was already fallen into.
Okay, that whole thought process changed as you get deeper and deeper into it.
Like, so
$400 is nothing.
Oh, dude, I can't. If you had told me in 2019 what I'd be paying for snakes now, I would have been like, you're out of your mind.
Yeah, I'd be like, you fucking crazy, bro. I swear.
Yeah, there's
like,
no way. There's no way. Like,
ain't no way. Yeah, I was talking about that with Justin when he was on the show. It's like, man, like when you first get into it, or at least for me, when I first got into it, like some of the snakes that I was looking at and thinking, oh man, this is expensive, bro. It's nothing compared to like some of the things you invested in now.
It's crazy because I mean, my second snake was a fire Mojave from Steve's Morse that I bought for $200. And I was like, I gotta tell him the story because I keep forgetting every time I say it, but I was that like the stereotypical buyer that was like a newbie that was like, well, when did it eat? When did it shed? Just asking all those questions that everybody hates. And now I'm like, that's gonna come back to me for sure.
You wanted like 17 picks?
Yeah, I didn't do the picks, but I was definitely asking like all the dumb questions. But yeah, Fire Mojave was the second, like more, because the first one was a normal. So Fire Mojave was the second snake, and the third snake I bought was an inchy pastel butter, and then it's supposed to be double het hypopied. I don't know because it's from it's from just some random dude that was on Morph Market. I don't know. I kind of want to breed it to see if he is double het.
Okay.
Then I'm like, if he isn't, I just wasted a breed. You know. But so it's
it's different. Like as you get deeper and deeper into it, like I wish I would have did some things different, but I mean, you live and you learn, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
definitely.
But I mean,
so you keep it other. Go ahead.
Oh, but I had debated like just taking that snake and donating it to US Arc and being like, it's a pastel, you know, inchy butter. It could be double hit. It could not be double hit, but just say it's not double hit. Because last thing I want is to donate it as a double hit, and then someone be like, hey, that guy donated a fake double hit to US Arc. What a dick! Like
that son of a.
Yeah. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want that smoke. I don't want none of that, man. No, I'm good.
Right. All right. And so you keep other reptiles too, like you got like a retic, a beaded lizard, a northern white lip.
Yeah, I've got some dwarf retics. I've got a couple of green trees, an emerald, the northern white lip, who's just mean as hell. And I got the beaded lizard, yeah, and a couple of carpet pythons too.
So, what's your favorite species to work with?
Oh man, honestly, the beaded lizard, man, because he's chill. Like I don't do a lot with him, obviously, but like taking him out and just handling him, he's super cool. And then the dwarf retics too, because they're just, you can see, like, I love ball pythons, but you can just see, like, with dwarf retics or just retics in general, there's much more like going on in that brain, and they're way more active. You can hold them and they don't get like shy and ball up and hide.
That's how it is. Like my other snakes, like my carpets and my boas, like they're way more active and inquisitive than like the ball python. The ball python is just like,
I just had my first escapee the other day.
A word?
One of the dwarf retics. The one time I didn't put the lock on the cage, he somehow, like, because he's in they're all in vision cages.
Okay.
And luckily, I mean, they're small. They're still pretty small, but he somehow pushed the glass open, and I was upstairs playing Call of Duty. Like, I had no idea what was going on. The dogs were downstairs roaming around, and then I go downstairs and sit on the couch, and I look, and under the turtle tank, I see something moving down there, and I'm like, what in the hell? And I look, and I'm like, no way. And he's just sitting there staring at me, and I was like, dude, you're lucky the dogs didn't see you. That could have been real bad.
Oh, yeah, that could have been real bad. That could have been real bad.
Thankfully, it's keeping snakes going on 3 years now, and that's my first escape artist. So
yeah, that's cool, man. You found him pretty quick too.
Yeah,
like
probably within an hour or so. So he wasn't out too long.
Okay, that's not bad. Like I've had escapees in it. I think the longest that one was missing was like a week and a half.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like I had a jungle zebra carpet. Okay. She got out and she was gone like at least a week, but maybe even a week and a half. Yeah, I set a container out like in the closet where she was, because she was still in quarantine when she got out.
And that's even worse.
Yeah, and I thought she couldn't like get out of the rack that she was in, but I guess the little small slit, she was able to like flatten herself and just get out, bro.
That's all they need.
Damn. And so she was out and she was gone. Like I was freaking out because like I probably had her like a week maybe before she got out. And so it was just like crazy. But I put out a plastic container. I had a little rodent in there. I was like, she's gonna get hungry.
Oh, that's smart. That's smart.
Yeah. And so like I found her on like a Friday. I'll never forget. I had just got off work at the time. I was working from home, and something said, go look in the closet. And so I went and looked in the closet, and there she was, like trying to get in there.
She's like, I smell that rat.
Gotcha.
Oh man, there was one time. So the white lip, before I put him in the big vision cage he's in now, he was in my rack for a little bit, like a couple weeks. And I'll never forget one time I opened it. So two things with that snake. The first night I had him, I woke up in the middle of the night and I was, half asleep. Contacts aren't even in, and I opened the tub to check on him, forgetting he's a white lip and he's mean, like. He's not nice. And I open the tub and I look, and he just comes flying at my face. And I'm like, okay, like we don't do that ever again. Like, unless you're going to get tagged in the face by a white lip, which won't be fun. Nah. But he got out again before that. I opened the tub to feed him. He just took off and he went immediately out. And then the first thing he did was book it behind the racks and then went under the heat panels. And I'm just like, dude, you got to be kidding me right now. Like, come on.
Have you been tagged by him yet?
No, dude, no. So people can give me all the crap in the world they want. I use a hook and a glove when I handle that guy because
hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, bro.
He's the only snake I do it with, but he is so unpredictable. Like the one time I was debating kind of using just hands with them, I had him on the hook and I had him on my hand, and he was sitting on there pretty chill, and all of a sudden I just watched his demeanor change, and his head hooked around. He looked at my arm where the glove is, and just like. Tap, 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 like 4 times. And I was like, this is why I use a glove.
This is why I use a glove. What's his name? It's like Bateman?
Patrick Bateman. So anyone that's a horror fan like I am, like, American Psycho, that's exactly what he is.
How long have you had that one?
Oh, man, it's been like 2 years almost, I think.
He's still like that. Yeah, how often do you handle him?
Not a lot. I mean, I probably should do it more, but like, he's so flighty. It's bad.
Yeah, it's a whole experience every time you handle him. I can imagine. So I don't know a whole lot about white lip pythons, but are they always like that, or is it just like hit or miss?
They kind of have like that. It's kind of like pit bulls. People say, "Oh, pit bulls are all mean." They're all churn. I've seen chill white lips. I've seen people that handle, the northerns, and they're okay. But I think a lot of the time they're a lot more like suspicious of anyone holding them. They don't like to be held. They don't like to be messed with. Southerns are chill, or more chill.
Okay.
Which is ironic because I actually think the Southerns are better looking because they're like that white, black, and grayish color.
Okay.
But
okay.
Yeah, I had to get the crazy one, man.
So what about the beaded lizard? They're venomous, right?
Yeah. So they're venomous. It's not bad. It's like a bee sting kind of thing. It's kind of like a mangrove snake.
That's what I was about to ask. Yeah. Like, is it medically significant? Like, it's a bad fucking day if you get bit, or what?
I think if you're allergic to bees, you could have like a bad reaction. But other than that, you'll be fine. You'll be in a lot of pain. No, you won't be fine. You'll be in a ton of pain. Like, I heard it is a very painful bite. Like, you will wish you were dead because it hurts that bad, but it won't kill you.
Yeah, you don't want to go out like Thomas J. Remember that?
Yeah. I'm good, dude. That's the bummer. People are always like, oh, I talk about how I want to leave California, and they're like, why do you want to leave California? It's so nice. And I'm like, dude, like, I want like eventually to get into venomous, but like not like no elapids. I'll never have like mambos or kings or any kind of crap. I want nothing to do with that. Everything I want is like the arboreal stuff. It's like the tree vipers and the bush vipers and all that, but you can't have it in California.
Gotcha.
You can only have
no venomous stuff. Period.
Native, and that's it. So you can have a few species of rattlesnakes and beaded lizards, and that's it. Everything else is nope.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. So you talked about like a lot of the pushback you got early on, like with keeping reptiles. So what do you think are some things that's misunderstood about reptiles, and why people just kind of have this like, oh no kind of mentality about them?
The funniest thing is, whenever there's a video or an article or a video of like, oh, reticulated python swallows women in Indonesia, I get sent that like 15 times
all the time, bro.
And I'm like, bro, I don't have anything that gets this big. I'm like, one, and two, it's like, that's Indonesia. The people there are a lot smaller than they are in the States. Like, these are very small people. Like, and that's a big ass snake, but there's that. And I think people just have this weird misconception that they're all mean and they want to attack you and bite you.
Exactly.
But like, at the end of the day, they want to get away from you. They don't want to be around people. Like, they're biting
they don't want to smoke
because they're biting at you because they're like, no, leave me alone. Like, it's usually like fight or flight. If they can't get away, they're gonna bite.
100%. I always get the story from people. Like, I can tell like as soon as they're about to go into this story. In fact, I was talking to somebody last week and we was talking about snakes, and it was like, man, I heard this story. This lady, she had a snake.
It was sizing her up.
It was sizing her up. Like, I stopped. Let me stop you right there, player.
Yep. That's how I am. People go, oh, did you hear about the snake? I'm like, no. I'm like, that's not true. I'm like, they don't.
Like, how the fuck are y'all all hearing that same story?
And it's been going on since I was a kid.
Yeah.
That story's been going on for like 20 years. Of like, oh, this lady, she slept with a snake, and one night it ate her. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't.
It kept skipping meals. And like how are y'all all hearing the same story? And it'd be all kinds of different circles, like people who ain't got nothing to do with each other at all, bro. And it's like they all heard the same story. And it's like, are you serious? Like, come on.
It's funny because my youngest sister and my brother-in-law, they both are like, don't like snakes, like terrified of snakes, don't like snakes. So like, I actually talked to him today on the phone, and because he's coming to. Him and start coming in for Thanksgiving in a couple of weeks. So we're going to go golfing like we always do. And I was like, I'll tell you what, because he golfs all the time and I'm bad. I golf, I'll golf religiously for like a month and then not golf for 2 months and then just go back and forth. I was like, if I beat you golfing, you have to hold a snake. And he's like, oh, deal, 100%, because he knows he's not going to lose to me. And I was like, I should just practice for 2 weeks every day,
Yeah, one day you're going to mess around and beat him and he's going to have to make good on it.
He's going to have to do, dude, you should, there was one, I felt bad. I shouldn't have done it, but when I first went into my house, my sister and him came over, and I took out one of the dwarf retics and I chased my sister around the house just holding, because he's a little guy, and she was like, get away. I'm like, I didn't do anything. Like, oh, that's my boy Abe.
What's good, everybody?
What's up, everybody? Appreciate the support.
Yeah, man. Appreciate all the support. Much love. Yeah, a lot of familiar faces. I appreciate everybody coming out and showing support tonight. All right, so what flipped the switch? Like, was it just seeing like this could be a good investment? Like, what flipped the switch and made you say, I want to turn this into a business?
It was pretty much that. And then I've always kind of like, we were talking earlier about, jobs wise, and I worked for my family's construction company. And it's like, I could have like, eventually it was my grandfather started it. He gave it to my dad. It could have easily have been handed down to me too, but I was kind of like, I want to start like something on my own, like do something I'm passionate about and into. And the snakes has always been something I've been really into. So seeing that I could eventually make this, a sustainable living and career, I was like, I'm gonna go for it. Like, what's the worst that could happen? It doesn't work, and I keep doing what I'm doing now. But like,
Gotcha.
Luckily, I am able to have kind of like that fallback of like, if this doesn't work, I do have something else there. It's not like it doesn't work, I'm screwed, and I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do? Like,
right. Yeah, a diversified portfolio.
Exactly.
Cool. All right. So obviously the name of your company is based off of your name, but what was the thought process when you did that? Did you go straight to that, or did you go through kind of like a whole bunch of different names before you landed on that one?
It was a mixture of both, because like I'm really like I can be pretty creative with certain things. Like I used to actually, like I said, I was pretty nerdy playing WoW. I used to do Star Wars costuming. I have like Star Wars costumes. I used to like, they're like high-end stuff with like fiberglass and resin and all that. I was deep into that. I laughed because I traded in the costume building for snakes pretty much. Like I quit building costumes, and then about a year or two later I started doing the snakes.
You said building costumes?
Yeah, building costumes, yeah.
Oh, word.
Yeah. But it was a mixture of both, because like I wanted to think of like a cool creative name, but then I was also kind of like, I don't want something stupid, man. Like I don't want to have a name that like in a year I'm looking at it, I'm like, that's just dumb. So I was like, I'm gonna go with the safe route and just use my name. And if I want to change it later, I can do that. And plus, because like I was looking at a lot of breeders in the business now, and I was kind of like, well, Justin's one of the best ones there, and his name's Justin Herp Reptiles. So like once I started going through, like started getting everything done, and then he changed his name, and I was like, oh shit. Maybe I should have had a cooler name.
He flipped the script on you.
He flipped it. I was like, oh man. But yeah, my whole thing was I just didn't want to have a dumb name. So I was like, I didn't want someone to be like, why am I gonna buy from that guy? That name's stupid.
All right, so before we get deep into the business part of it, let's go down a real quick rabbit hole. So talk a little bit more about building the costumes and what all went into that.
Oh, dude, so it was wild. So there's this costume like organization called the 501st Legion. It's a nonprofit charity group. It's a Star Wars costuming group that they build like screen accurate Star Wars costumes, and they'll do like charity work, go to hospitals, do all that, do parades, that kind of stuff. So discovered that because I'm a pretty big Star Wars fan too, and then started building those costumes. But I mean, you'll spend, I don't know if you hear the dogs barking right now, but
you might hear mine too in a little bit.
Yeah, but you'll spend snake money, and I know people that spend $2,000 or $3,000 building some of these costumes. It's nuts, but it's
dope.
It's a lot of it's like either you get some fiberglass, but a lot of it is like vacuum form PVC stuff. So you just cut it out, put it together, paint it, but it's all got to be like legit, like screen accurate. Like it has to look like it came off of a movie set. It's if you actually look. Damn. If you go back to my Instagram, you look back like way before, because I kind of like converted my personal account into my business account because I didn't want to make a whole new account.
Gotcha.
But if you scroll back far enough, you'll start seeing some of those costumes and stuff. It's pretty funny.
Okay, yeah, I'm about to check that out.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, I'm about to check that out.
I actually just sold one of them to a buddy because I was like, dude, I'm never gonna wear it again. And he goes, how much you want for it? I'm just gonna give you a deal, man. Like it's sitting in the garage. Like,
what was it?
If people that know Star Wars, the TIE fighter pilot, so like the black costume with the leather and everything, it was one of those.
Okay, word. Yeah. That's dope, bro.
But it was fiberglass, and that thing was heavy as hell. I wore that thing like 3 times, and I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm not wearing this anymore.
Yeah, I like the Star Wars stuff, not as much as I like the Marvel stuff.
Yeah,
but I like the Star Wars stuff too. Like,
yeah, Star Wars was the only stuff I really got into building. Like, because dude, like some of those costumers, they're crazy, man.
It's legit, bro.
It's nuts. And they'll build stuff out of foam, and you look at it, you're like, that's styrofoam. That's not even but like the gym mat foam kind of stuff. And I'm like, that's not even like actual armor. It's foam. That's insane.
Yeah, we were in Charlotte like a few years back, and we was there for a different reason. We was just there chilling and kicking it, and we happened to come up on a comic book convention.
Okay.
And folks is like dressed up at the
Oh yeah, dude.
convention.
I used to
It
go to
was
San
crazy,
Diego
wow.
Comic-Con and all of that, like all the time. I actually there's a convention in Atlanta called Dragon Con.
Okay.
It's exactly how it sounds. Like it is a nerd convention. Everyone just dresses up and parties. It was fun, but that was wild. That was my first
that
time
sounded
in
like a lot
Atlanta.
of fun.
It was pretty fun, but yeah, that was my previous life before the snake stuff.
They had like a little R2D2 looking like going around like a little machine. It was dope.
Yeah,
bro.
people
like,
build those. It's all like a RC car remote, and you can drive around. It's wild, man.
Yeah,
like
it was dope. Yeah,
the things people can build these days is crazy.
Yeah. We had a lot of fun just checking it out because we weren't expecting to do that. Like I said, we was just there kicking it, right? And we happened to come up on the comic book convention, so that was just like a +1. So that was dope.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to Wakanda Forever tomorrow too. We're going to check that out.
Oh, I've heard it's good. It buzzed me out, man, because Chadwick Boseman died.
Yeah, that sucks, man. That sucks.
And like no one had any idea what he was even going through. I'm like, that dude did everything he was doing while he was like literally dying. Like
like it was just like a surprise, bro. It was just like out of nowhere. It's like what?
Yep.
Yeah. That sucks, but. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that and seeing how they handle it because I know they're gonna honor him in the movie.
I heard that'll be dope. It's kind of like a bittersweet movie. It's it's good, but you definitely like for sure you miss him in it.
Okay. Yeah. Go check it out tomorrow night. Let's see what's up. All right. So what's one word that getting back into the snakes? What's one word that describes MSR? What's one good word to sum it up?
One good word to sum it up. I want to say, I don't want to say like innovation because I haven't really done anything yet, but kind of like more diverse because it's like I see projects people are doing. And I know a lot of people see like, oh, Justin made the Pompeii. I want to make a Pompeii. But it's like, if I want to make a Pompeii, I want to make a Pompeii with my own spin on it. So it's like, I want to add things in my collection to that and just keep adding to it, you know?
Gotcha.
And I've got genes that, for the beginning part of it, people were kind of dunking on and didn't like hypo. People still dunk on hypo. And hypo was one of the first recessions I bought.
Started on hypo.
Like I saw hypo and I was like, I need that. I love it. Chocolate. I got the chocolate when no one was really doing chocolate. I'm glad now because now it's shooting up. I wish I'd gotten into Wookiee earlier, but
yeah, Wookiee another good one.
But I was buying kind of stuff that not everyone was getting, but I was also buying, the things everyone has, like NG pies, clowns, stuff like that. But the funny thing is, was that?
No, good. The funny thing, what?
Oh, I actually originally I was going to work the candy project because I was kind of like, lavender albino. Everyone's doing lavender albino. I'm going to work candy, kind of like Ozzy,
Yeah.
And then I started seeing the crazy labs at shows, and I was like, okay, I know we're going to go lab. I was like, I don't want candy. Like, luckily, I'd only bought one female, and that was it. But
you still got her?
Yeah, I still got her. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
But I might try to like sell her off at the Pomona show in January, maybe. Because
being in that show.
Yeah, that'll be my first show I'm vending. So.
Okay, dope.
It's like I like the snake, but there's no plans for it, and it's why am I going to keep feeding it if I'm not really going to work with it?
So talk about that. So you got your first show coming up. What kind of planning went into that?
I'm still planning, man. I'm gonna start bugging people's ears off pretty soon just to know what to bring and everything. But like right now, it's mostly. I actually hit up Abe about his backdrop and everything. So I got the backdrop that he got his through, my tablecloth through the same place he got his through, and then started looking for display cases. Actually, at the last Pomona, found a guy that does displays. Order from him. He's gonna bring it to Pomona. So hopefully he brings my case, because if he doesn't bring my case, I'm screwed. I won't have any cases to vend the show at. I'll have an empty table just sitting there. But like for me, it's I want to do it. I want to try to stand out more than like the typical table that has, just their stuff out and that's in deli cups and that's it. So I was like, I want to go out and have a nice, nice tablecloth that has, the barcodes on it, the scan, my YouTube, my Instagram, my Morph Market, put a USR one on there. I want to bring actually a TV to hook up behind the booth. And then that way I can just run my YouTube on the TV the entire time. I kind of want to make it a little bit different. Yeah.
That's dope, bro. That's a good ass idea. Like if you see me at a show with the TV running and Clutch
Yeah, do it.
like, mind your business.
Do it. Hey, I got no problem with people like, you know, you want to call it stealing ideas, but that's doesn't bother me any, you know.
That's dope, bro. That's a good idea. That's a great idea.
Yeah. So
how many animals you think you have for sale at the show?
Oh, for sale. So right now it's kind of funny because I think I have like 10 or 12 on Morph Market right now, but I listed them kind of high because my mindset is if they sell, they sell. That's great. But I want to have stuff to show at the show. So like right now I should be able to bring about 20 hatchlings. Okay. And then about 3 or 4 breeders that I want to sell off.
Okay. So what you going to be bringing? Like what's some of the dopest stuff you bring?
Dude, probably that banana chocolate clutch that I had. They're all double hit hypo clown.
Yeah, I was gonna get into that too, bro.
Dude, it's funny. It was a 7-egg clutch. So mom was Anchi chocolate hypo, dad was banana clown. First time mom dropped 7 eggs, no slugs. I'm like, sweet. So I'm thinking, you know, 7 eggs, female maker banana too. So I'm thinking, I just want to hit, you know, like a couple banana chocolates. Like that's all I want. I started cutting this clutch, and you know, first one, banana for sure. I'm like, sweet. Hopefully it has chocolate, because when you're cutting them, you think you know what you're seeing in there, but like my brain was already like, okay, it's banana for sure, but I can't tell if it's chocolate. So I'm not gonna get my hopes up thinking it's chocolate. And I'm like 3 eggs in, it's all banana, and I'm like, dude, what is happening right now? I'm halfway through this clutch, and it's all like banana. This is weird. And then finally, I hit, you know, 4th egg, I hit the non-banana. So I'm like, okay, there's my non-banana. There we go. Because I wanted to hit a Anchi chocolate double hit male is what I wanted, because I don't have any chocolate clown stuff. You know, I need chocolate clowns males. And the next 3 after that were all, you know, 2 were Anchi banana, and then one was another banana. And I'm like, dude, what the hell? I'm like, don't get me wrong, like they're all female, so 1.6, that's great odds. But I'm also thinking like, yeah, I'd rather not use all my luck on this clutch, because I have a couple of clutches that could come next year that I'm like, I want that luck on those clutches. I don't want it on this one. Like, take it back.
That's next year's luck. That's next year's luck, bro.
Yeah, exactly. But that makes up for it too, because my first 2 clutches, I got skunked hard on the odds. Like not the sex ratio, but just genetics. My second clutch was a male that was cinnamon leopard het clown, and the female was a Anchi leopard clown. So theoretically, and she laid 8 eggs, so I should have had 4 out of 8 clowns. And I hit 2, and 1 was the exact same genetics as a male that I already had in my racks. So I was just like, so I really got 1 holdback out of that clutch, and the rest I'm like, they're all getting sold.
Gotcha. Like I should have thought I got a chocolate freeway that I paired to a highway. And man, that shit is hard as hell to ID. Like, yeah. I had got to a point to where I thought I had it, but then I'd start second guessing. And every time,
that's how I am right now.
Each one of them shed twice so far, and I feel like it just looked different every time it shed them. And then I start like second guessing. Like,
yep.
And then part of me is like, am I just seeing what I want to see?
That's exactly.
Or is that there? And it's like, man.
The chocolate banana stuff, it's really hard to see chocolate in banana. Like it's, and my mind is same thing. Am I seeing the chocolate? Because I had 6 bananas theoretically, and I had 2 of them were Anchi, and I think I hit, you know, 1 Anchi chocolate banana, which I wanted, and then I think I hit 1 Anchi banana, and then I think the rest were all chocolate bananas. But I'm also, like you said, I'm thinking, is my mind just saying I hit like 5 out of the 6 chocolates? Or are they not? You know, so I'm probably gonna hit up Will at RCR and be like, "Yo, are these?" Because when they came out, I asked him. He goes, "Let them shed." He goes, "But it looks like you hit mostly chocolate." I'm like, "Sweet, perfect. That's what I wanted."
Gotcha.
But you know, and asked Khalil at 514. He goes, "I think you hit 1 Anchi chocolate." He goes, "But with Anchi and chocolate, you have to wait like 3 or 4 sheds to tell." And I'm like, "Well, guess I'm holding them back for now." Like.
Khalil got some dope acid hypo stuff posted.
Dude, Khalil's got and really good blackhead stuff. All my blackhead is from Khalil, actually. He's got really good blackhead stuff.
Now we was on the Zoom call last night, and he was talking about it for Will's Patreon. He was talking about it, and so I went and looked at it on Morph Market, and I already had it saved in my damn favorites. Yeah. I was like, I
got a couple snakes from him. Actually, I got a lesser blackhead from him, girl, that she's been locked twice, 2 or 3 times. I think no, 3 times, and she's been off food for 2 weeks. So I'm hoping it's like good signs. But that clutch is also it's going to be a rolling the dice clutch because she's lesser blackhead, and the male I put to her is black pastel, hypo, Mojave, Cypress. So I run, I could hit some really cool stuff, but then I'm running that risk of getting a Mojave lesser that's an all white snake, and then having no idea in it. So
yeah, that's the downside. And I know with my luck, I'll hit a bunch of them. I hit like way more than my fair share of them.
Yeah, my mindset's like if I hit, the all white snake, I'll just hold it back, I'll breed it, see what happens, and then go from there. But hoping I don't, I'm hoping I don't, get 7 eggs and then get 6 out of 7 all white snakes.
That'd be crazy, bro.
But at the same time, like people are like, what's your, like, are you breeding high end? Are you breeding, pet people? I'm kind of trying to cover both. So it's kind of the same thing that the Gen Z guys are doing too, where like they're breeding just bell clutches, like a couple a year just to sell. And that's kind of what I'm going to do too. I'm going to breed a couple clutches of just bells and bananas because you take it to a show and they're gone. Everyone loves bananas, pies, and bells at shows. So my mindset is I breed if I can get 5, 6, 7 blue-eyed Lucies, sell them at a show, use that money to buy a higher end snake.
Bob does that same thing, or he talked about it before.
Yep. Just let the snake money buy future projects, because now I've really slowed down in my buying. I just paying off a snake from Justin, a male, that's going to be like my biggest investment and my most powerful male in the collection.
What you picked up?
It's a Enchi GHI spot nose clown possible het hypo.
Hey,
so that's going to come in. I'm going to get that tested right away. Hopefully it proves out. If not, still a kick-ass male. But
so they got the hypo already?
No, he's possible het hypo.
No, I'm saying they got the hypo test already.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
If I recall, they do.
Okay.
And I know DG is coming. They were saying.
Yeah. Genetic testing gonna change the game.
Oh, and I'm all for it. I know people were kind of like, "Oh, it's gonna kill it." I'm like, it's in my mindset. I think it might hurt some projects like recessives because it's gonna speed them up, so that you'll see like a price drop in recessives. I don't know. I haven't been around, long enough to have that kind of information. But it's definitely going to cut back, the whole, I got to hold back this pause het clutch, and then I got to breed them, and then I got to wait, and then I got to breed. It's like, you don't got to deal with that,
Yeah, you definitely will get rid of the need to have to hold it for like 2-3 years, breed it, and then figure out what you got. And so
exactly,
that's what I like about it. And then you can still sell it. Like it's not going to be like a valueless snake just because it doesn't have what you need. It's just you don't need that for your particular project to move your project forward, right?
Exactly.
And so that's the part I'm looking forward to.
I mean, and I was one of those people that when I started getting into this, I'll still do it. I'll buy 66% het, no problem, because my mindset is if it proves out, great. If it doesn't, it is what it is. But I feel like it might, I don't want to say kill that market, but
it's definitely going to change that market.
It's going to change it. You're going to get people that are probably going to have the mindset of like, well, I'm not going to buy a posset. I'll just buy the for sure thing now.
Like I've never bought a posset so far to date.
Okay.
But I don't know. Maybe one day I will and just get it tested.
Yeah, I have a decent amount of hets. Actually, it's funny because when I first started buying, my mindset was in the breed het to het, and then hold back, and then breed visuals to het, and all that. Now I'm just like, no, we're not breeding het to het. Like I'm avoiding that if at all possible. I do have a couple of het to het pairings right now, but the whole
you might get a good deal on some possets. Like once genetic testing become real prevalent, and some people don't want to test certain stuff, you might get a good deal on a snake that can really have a good ROI.
Yeah, like one of the head-to-head pairings I have going right now is leopard yellow belly, het pied, possible het clown. That's from Justin. That was the fifth snake I got from Justin, where it was cheap, dude. I mean, it was like a $400 snake, and at that time for me, that was like, oh, I was paying $400. Man, this is a lot of money. I remember talking to him. He was like, no, this is a really good pickup. If it proves out, this is a powerful female. I'm like, okay. So I put an Aussie snake that I got, one of the first meals I got, that's a spot nose double het clown pied, and I put it to that. So I'm kind of like, I could get, you know, leopard clown pie stuff if it all lines up. If it doesn't, not a big deal, but it could be a really cool clutch if it all hits the right way.
Yeah. That's the key. If it all hit the right way, that's the key.
Yeah.
So out of the chocolate banana clutch, what you gonna have available at Pomona Show?
Pomona, I will. So I'm holding back. I'm holding back one chocolate banana double het type of clone, and I'm holding back the one that I believe is the chocolate inchy banana double het, and then the male. I'm keeping the male because it's a good backup if anything else. So I'll have 4 available. One will be the inchy banana double het, and then the other 3 will be chocolate bananas.
Okay, double het.
Double hits.
And those 3 are females?
They're all females. Yep.
Okay.
And they're all. The irony is, the ones that aren't my holdbacks are my best eaters. The ones that aren't
your holdbacks. Yeah. Oh, that's how it works. That's how it works.
The ones I'm holding back are my worst eaters so far. I'm like, come on, dude! Like, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh, my hatchling rack, I'll put a little green sticker on the holdbacks.
Yep.
As soon as I put that green sticker on there, I ain't eating.
Yeah, I put the little like a paper, the little clips that you use to like hold dog. Not paper, but you know the foldable clips. I put one of those yellow. A yellow one means hold back, and yeah, same thing. The minute I put yellow, it's like I'm not gonna eat this week. I'm like,
like I ain't feeling it.
The frustrating thing with the hashings is like I've got almost all of them on frozen thawed now, thankfully. But like this week, 3 of them struck it, wrapped it, didn't eat it, and then I woke up this morning. I'm like, come on. And then one of them, put it in the water bowl. I'm like, that's great.
Oh yeah.
I've had snakes where like they'll strike and wrap it and then put it in the water bowl, and I'll take it out, and then I'll come back and check later, and it's back in the water bowl. I'm like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, why are you doing this? This feels like premeditated, like you're just trying to come at me right now, you know? God.
So you feed all your snakes frozen thaw?
What I can. I have about 15 to 20, about 20, 21 that will only eat live.
Gotcha.
And the rest of them are all frozen.
How many snakes do you have in total?
Are we including everything or just ball pythons?
Ball pythons.
Ball pythons, I am at a 56.
56? Okay. So
yeah,
what's your like male female ratio? Is I assume it's mostly females.
It's mostly female. I've got about like I was saying, I have males that I bought early that I'm gonna try to unload at Pomona. So like what I plan to keep, I have about 12 males, and that's what, like the 42 or 44 females. So it's what 12, 24, almost a 1.4.
Gotcha.
But the way I have my room set up, but the way I have my room set up right now is I've got the one full FB40 rack that's got holds the 40 FB40s, and I've got a half rack that has the steel top on for like my all my stuff on that goes on there. It's kind of like my little shelf. So the plan is to have the 60 females there, and then I have that whole Proline rack. I bought one of those Proline racks that holds 20. That's gonna be my male rack. So I have 20, ideally 20 males, 60 females.
Gotcha. All right, so about a 1.3.
1.3. Yeah, because I don't want to be like, I don't want to be super like, I don't want to do 250, 300. Like anyone that can do that, more power to you. But I do not have that much time.
I can't do it. I can't do it, bro. Like
I'm kind of trying to go the Aussie approach to a certain extent, where it's like keep it like smaller scale but more powerful.
Exactly.
My mindset is, that was kind of my mindset with my first clutch was whatever I breed that's an upgrade, I'm going to hold it back, and once it's breeding, I'm going to replace the female that came from.
Gotcha.
That's kind of my mindset.
That's the best strategy, bro. Just keep upgrading. Exactly. 100%. That's the best strategy. And then keeping it small, right? I mean, it's really no need to have it like super.
Well, you got to think overhead too. I mean, you're feeding and bedding and all that. It's because I live in California, so I have to use. Nothing against anyone that uses paper, but like I hate paper. I can't do it. The smell.
I don't like it either.
Like one snake takes a dump, the whole room stinks.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter if you catch it like within a half hour, like it's still bad. But California, it's dry out here. I have to have Reptichip, for sure.
Yeah, I don't. So it's a number of reasons I don't like paper. First of
Right.
all, I don't like the aesthetics.
Yeah, same.
I just don't like it. Like, and nothing against anybody who do it, but for me personally, it's not my thing, right?
I mean,
so it's the same thing too. Like when they use the bathroom, it smells, and it's just a number of reasons. Bro.
I keep my dwarf retics on cocoa too.
Oh, word.
Yeah. People are always telling me, "What, you should use paper? They're messy." I'm like, I haven't had an issue yet. I clean their cages a lot more than the ball pythons, obviously, because they go to the bathroom more. But yeah, everything's on cocoa.
Yeah, I love cocoa. Right now, I'm using the chipper. I've used so I started with Reptichip. That was the first cocoa I used. Then I used cocoa blocks a little bit.
I didn't like the cocoa blocks.
I've used Grow It. I don't know if you ever heard of that. Like, it's really not even marketed to reptile keepers.
Okay.
It's like for gardening and whatnot. Gershon from GP Snakes put me on that. So I used that for a little bit here and there. And then I've been using the chipper lately. That's what I've been using.
How's the chipper? I've heard it's pretty good.
I love it, bro. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. Like, I've been getting first and foremost, I've been getting some great prices on it. Yeah. But just like outside of even the price, bro, it's been great, right? It's not like dusty or anything like that. Yeah. It's high quality.
That's the one thing I noticed. There's no dust.
Yeah, it's dope, bro. I like it a lot. I haven't tried. I think is it Cocoa to Go or something like that? I think it's the same.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it, but I saw it at Daytona, and it was nice. Like, they had it in a swimming pool, right? And they just had it out like the whole weekend. And like Sunday afternoon, like towards the end of Daytona, it was still moist, bro.
Still moist.
And yeah.
See, I wish I could use
soppy or no shit like that. Say again, Cypress.
I wish I could use Cypress. Like, I think Ozzy uses Cypress. I know.
Yeah, Ozzy uses Cypress.
But you cannot find it in California.
Mm. Yeah, I like the chipper. Like I said, I was able to get like some good deals on it too.
Yeah,
so just make it even better.
It sucks because Cocoa Blocks is like 5 hours away from me, but like I was having molding issues with mine. Like it would mold too quick in my bins, and I don't even get it that wet. I get it like wet enough to like hold humidity, but it would still just mold over way too quick.
Gotcha. Yeah, I had that same issue with Cocoa Blocks. In fact, I had it like worse with Cocoa Blocks, like with changing the water red.
Oh yeah.
When it gets in the water.
That gets in the water. The water is, dude. Like it's like my Reptichip. It's not that
but yeah,
bad.
definitely.
It changes the color, but it's not like cocoa. Cocoa, it's like that water looks bad when you get one.
Yeah, it's like sweet tea.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It looks like sweet tea. 100%. Like,
got to change this water.
So
it definitely encouraged water changes for sure.
Yeah, for some reason, mine just love putting their cocoa in the water. I'm like, dude, God.
Yeah, especially after feeding. Like, that's when I have it the worst, is after feeding, because like they'll wrap it up, and then I go in there to check and make sure everything's good to go, and they have like 3 or 4 pieces of cocoa in the water, so I just change it out. Yeah, definitely encourage water changes there.
When I come back, if I go out of town, I come back and I know I'm like, every snake's gonna have put cocoa in their water. Every snake's gonna have gone to the bathroom. It's not gonna be fun.
What I hate is when they poop and then they smear it all everywhere.
Oh, dude. Okay, so I have one male blue-eyed Lucy. I think he's het hypo. He's either a visual hypo or a het hypo. I gotta breed him to prove it out.
Okay.
That snake, I can't get a good photo of him because every time he sheds and poops, rubs right through it. I'm like, dude, come on, man. Like, I want to get a photo of you, but I have to clean you off, and then you still have, like a tint of it on you.
He living his best shitty life, bro.
Dude, the first time it happened, I actually freaked out because I was still relatively new to keeping snakes because he was one of my first snakes, and I open his tub and I look, and like half of it looked like Harvey Dent. Like half of his face is just like this grayish, ugly color. Half his body is that way, and I'm like, oh shit! I'm like, what happened? Like, what's going on? What's wrong with my snake? And then I take him out. And I look at him. I'm like, is that crap? And I start rubbing it off. I'm like, oh my god! And he's got like in his heat pits. And it was so bad. So I take this snake and I have like a Q-tip and I'm cleaning his heat pits out. And he's hissing at me. And I'm like, you did this to yourself, bro. I'm like, this is your fault.
Right. Hey, I'm
Like,
here helping you, bro.
like I'm trying to make sure you don't get an infection. Like, but yeah, that's that never fails every single time. Runs right through.
Yeah. I hate when they do that, bro. Like they'll crawl all across the tub, so it'll be on like the side of the walls. It'll be on the water cup.
Yep.
It'll be in the back. It'll be everywhere, bro. I'm like, man, why did you do that? Like,
You know who's my worst snake though is my carpet python.
oh, word.
Dude, that thing he plays Picasso in his enclosure and just all over the windows.
What kind of carpet do you have?
It's a jungle.
Okay.
He's real small. He's pretty small. He's feisty.
Okay.
But he's small.
I was just about to ask that. Is he feisty?
Yeah, he's feisty. Yeah, for sure. It's
like,
funny.
All my
like,
jungles were feisty when I first got them. They calm down eventually.
Yeah, he'll come out like on my hand and be chill. But if I go in there and grab him, he's not about it. He's like, no, I got to come out on my own terms, bro. He's like, you don't reach in here. But yeah, he's like, and he'll paint. I call it painting the walls. He'll paint the glass on the one spot where I can't get my hand in there to clean it, and I got to like take off the windows and everything. And I'm like, dude, this is not cool.
Yeah, I got one jungle male. He's still feisty every now and then, but he's calmed down significantly compared to how he was when we first got him.
Yeah, it's fun. That's kind of like why I like having more than one species, because ball pythons, everyone knows they're finicky eaters. You know, they'll eat for 6 months and then not eat for a month. But I always feed the ball pythons first, and then anything that doesn't eat, then I feed the retics, then I feed the carpet, then I feed the white lip, then I feed the arboreal stuff. You know, so it's kind of like trying not to waste any kind of food.
Okay, what arboreal stuff you got?
I've got 2 green trees and 1 emerald.
Okay, do you handle any of those 3?
Not really. I mean, I'll take them out on their perch, but I never like put them on my, because they're all 3 are imports. So I went.
Okay, gotcha.
I went the route you're not supposed to go, that everyone tells you don't buy imports. But I did buy them from Dan Maloney. I think his last name is Maloney. DM Exotics.
Okay,
and he's a good importer. So
gotcha.
I trust that guy. But they're not
they
too
pretty
chill.
feisty?
They're pretty.
Not?
Yeah, dude. They're not. They don't. I had one I was holding on the perch, and I could see it start, kind of like hook riding, coming towards my hand. I was like, nope, we're going back in. I was like, I'm not getting attacked by you.
Was it the emerald or was it the green tree? Or one of the green trees?
The green tree.
Okay, yeah. So the emerald, I don't ever want to get bit by one of those.
Dude, those teeth, man. They're no joke. They're no joke.
Yeah. So how old are yours? Are they still pretty young?
The 2 green trees are yearlings. I think they're both about a year and a half. And then the emerald, she's older. I don't know the exact age, but she's pretty good size. So she's for sure at least a few years old. So
outside of the ball pythons, you might have touched on this a little bit earlier, but do you plan on breeding any of them outside of the ball python?
Really, if I'm going to breed anything, it's going to be the dwarf retics. And even then, that'll be more just kind of like a passion project. I'm not going to go like Garrett Hartle or anything like that where I just make it my business. I've got 2 females, 2 males. For me, it's going to be kind of like pair them up, get eggs, sell them for fun,
Gotcha.
And if anything, with how those are going these days, I could, use the dwarf retic money to fund the ball python business too.
True. And speaking of Garrett, man, I know you did some crazy facility visits. Like you've been to Reach Out Reptiles, you've been to Billy, you've been to Brian, you was just at Canova, you've been to Will. So talk a little bit about that. And
yeah, so I mean, gotta give a shout out to MJ. He's brought me around, because without him, I wouldn't be going on these tours. It's a lot of it is him going to do his podcast, and then I kind of come along as he called me his video guy and all that, and I kind of get to do my own vlog there and all that. So shout out to him for bringing me along. I'll always be appreciative of that. But it's been crazy, man. And they're all so different. Everyone has their own kind of twist. Like Billy's facility is way different than Justin's, who's way different than Garrett's, who's way different than. Well, I haven't seen Miguel's. I want to see Miguel's, especially because he just upgraded it. But God, I don't even want to say this, but like to pick a favorite, I mean, Justin's for sure is more my aesthetic, because his is it's got all white, like a medical lab. It's clean. It looks super nice. But I also like Garrett's, because Garrett has that thing he calls crappy chic, which if you come to my house, everything here is like wood and steel and that kind of look too. So I love Garrett's, but they all got really cool stuff. Like I love the way Billy set up his incubator system, where it's a walk-in incubator, but like the way he does it is you have the incubators and then a whole room to where you walk in, and he'll take the eggs out and then leave them in the actual incubator room. So like they're gradually adjusting to the temp. So they're not going from like 88 in the incubator to, like 75, 80 in the ball python room, whatever it is. So I actually really like
That's
that
what's
system
up.
that he has there.
That's what's
You,
up.
you just get different ideas from everybody, man. It's been crazy just seeing so many different facilities and being able to see it. If anything, it gives me a lot of ideas on what I would like to eventually do if I ever got to that point of building. I don't think I would build a facility. I think for me it'd be much more like a get property somewhere and then just build a small little building, on the land.
So dive into that. What's some of the biggest takeaways from visiting all those facilities?
Dude, sinks and water hoses, man. Like the way Justin has his setup is perfect because he's got sinks. Like everywhere you go to like a rack, you have access to like a sink or a hose, and that's what I want.
Oh, nice. Well,
right
that's
now,
game changer, bro.
dude. It's
as far
a
as
nightmare.
efficiency.
Yeah, because I'm in a bedroom right now. I'm in a spare bedroom, so when I do water, I have to fill up a little gardening. The little, I don't know what you would call it. Not a water bottle, but the little, the garden pail thing. I got to fill that up, 3 or 4 times just to give everybody water.
That's what I got to do. I don't have a garden thing, but I got like a little.
When I do my cocoa, I got to take it into the bathtub. I got to do it in the bathtub. Then I got to take it from the bathtub all the way. I say all the way. It's not that far, but from the bathroom to the snake room. I mean, it's just for sure. Tubs, hoses. Definitely, if I was gonna do it in like not a bedroom, I would for sure epoxy the floors for sure, 100%. Like,
okay,
that was one of the first things I did with my garage when I got this place. I was getting the interior painted, and while they were doing the painting, I was epoxying the garage. Like, I'm not even gonna mess with like getting these floors dirty and all that. I'm gonna take care of it right now and get it done with. Fans too, for sure. I think fans are key. Everyone that we've gone to that's had a good facility has had really good like airflow and circulation. I would love to have a rodent room the way Justin does.
A who room?
For sure. A rodent room.
Okay, a rodent room.
Because I mean, right now I'm at the point where I am going to have to start breeding rats at some point because my rat bill is just getting way too high for live. Like it's unreal.
So expensive, and it keeps going up just like everything else.
Yeah. So I mean, shout out to the reptile shop where I get my stuff from. They hook me up, but still it's a lot. I'm buying 20 rats a week, and it's costing me roughly 120, 150 bucks.
That's expensive, bro.
But yeah, those are the big things. And then it's like kind of like you see how they have, Billy has rooms, and so does Justin. How they have the snakes separate from like where they like lounge or eat or sit, which makes it smart because you think even Garrett does too, actually. But it's smart because you think you don't want to be relaxing in an 85-degree room. that's not going to feel good.
That's not relaxing, bro.
Yeah, no. So you want to definitely like separate area to like eat and hang out and do all that. But like I said, I don't think I'll ever get to like Billy or Justin or Garrett level with those facilities. If anything, it'll be small room on the side of the house or something.
Yeah, bro, I feel you on like rodents, right? So I got a guy here locally that he got the best price like in the area, but I mean, once you start getting more and more snakes, it start adding up and it adds up quick. And then his prices just went up like 25% on some sizes, and that's a lot.
Yeah. And the big thing for me too is, I mean, I had a scare last week where I went to go get rats because I mean, they've never told me, oh, hey, we're low on rats. And last week, I went in to get my normal order, and the guy was like, she goes, I'll see what I can do. I don't know if I have enough smalls. And I told him, I was like, oh, shit. I'm like, well, that's the big fear. Everyone tells you, what if you go there and they don't have rats? But luckily, he had enough. But I told him, I was like, hey, if you have to give me all weens, I'll take all weens. Like I'll make it work. I just need rats. Like
the same thing has happened to me, bro. Like here, and probably I'll say over the last 4 to 6 weeks, it's been at least 3 times where my order wasn't filled completely.
Yeah.
Like it was even one week where I couldn't get anything, right? And so we breed ASFs on the side, and so I've been able to like supplement there.
Yeah.
But still, it's crazy with the pricing.
I feel like I used to be able to order at Cold Blooded Cafe, and it would last me 6 months. And now my orders at Cold Blooded Cafe are lasting a month and a half tops. So that bill's adding up too. Where I'm like, I got to start like at some point. Like,
Yeah.
I think I'm at the point where I've really put it off as long as I can. So I think once you start getting over like 50 snakes, you've got to at least have a small colony of rats, I think.
Yeah, you got to, bro. You got to. In fact, we just increased the number. We just added like 2 more colonies of ASFs. We might add like 2 more, and just go from there.
Yeah, because I mean, luckily I have Jacob over at Simple Serpents. He's like 15 minutes away from me, and Andrew at Redwood is like 10 minutes. He's like down the road from me, so we've kind of been talking about maybe even like renting like a small little, like not facility, but something small to just start breeding rats in, and the 3 of us do it together, But
yeah,
we'll see what happens there. Either way, I gotta do something because
yeah,
I can't be dropping this much money on rats a month. It's gonna start hurting.
It's definitely cheaper to do your own, and then like exactly what your rodent's getting.
I was just gonna say, what you're feeding them to.
Exactly. Like I swear, bro. Like I feel like because I got some animals that exclusively eat rodents we produce, and they look better in my opinion. Like maybe I'm biased, but I'm like, man, you're looking good. You looking good. You said just like the body composition and everything. Like I feel like they're growing harder.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about it. It's like I can't remember who said it before. There was like, if you buy crappy snakes, you're gonna produce crappy snakes. Same thing with feeder. If you feed your snakes crappy food, they're not gonna grow as fast. They're not gonna be as healthy. If you're feeding them these skinny, malnutrition rats, they're not gonna get the nutrition they need.
Right. Yeah, like I got at least 3. Yeah, I got 3 that's eating exclusively rodents that I produce, and it's a world of difference, bro. A world of difference. Like it's more muscle too, because like our rodents get a lot of protein, right? Because we got like mealworms dropped in there. We got the high quality protein food, like 23% protein food.
Yeah.
So we actually supplement it with a little bit of taste of the wild that we got. So like they eating good in the neighborhood. And so
I wish I could do what Wiz did, man. But that's the downside of California, especially where I'm in California. So I'm in the desert. So it'll get summertime, it'll get to be 110, 115 out here, and then even in the summer, nighttime can drop to 40, and in the winter, it can get to 30 degrees. So for me, I can't just put a shed up and put rats in. I gotta insulate it. I gotta put AC. I gotta do all that. So it would be a lot of work. Plus, I couldn't do it where I'm at because of my HOA, and I know like my neighbor, she is like, when you think of a Karen neighbor, that is my neighbor. She is the absolute. I came home today and I had my trash cans already out this morning. For some reason I thought it was Friday morning, and they moved my trash cans over to park their car in that spot, and I'm just like, you don't own the street, bro. Like I have my trash cans there. Like, okay. But
I hate those kind of neighbors, bro.
If she got any kind of like scent of rat, it'd be done. She'd call animal control, HOA, the city, everything. She'd be going crazy. It's the worst, man. Oh, and the worst part is I'm on the end of a cul-de-sac, so I have one neighbor. I have one neighbor, and I got the worst neighbor on the street.
Dang,
the one that, and it's notorious. Like nobody likes him. Like she's called animal control on my dog. She's called animal control on 2 other dogs just for barking. It's like, dude, they're dogs. They're gonna bark. Like, like what do you want us to do?
Yeah, I would say for the most part, our neighbors mind the business, but I wouldn't like.
That's how mine is. Right? Everyone's real chill on my street except for her. But I don't tell nobody I have snakes. No one knows. No one knows. No,
we're the same way. We're the same way. I mean, unless they're watching this show now, they don't know.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, unless someone like, and that's why because I've got stickers and all that made up. That's why I don't have any kind of like advertising on my car, because
I don't have it on my car either.
The last thing I want is her to walk by, look at the back of my truck.
What is that?
What is Sommers Reptiles? And then she looks on like Instagram or Google, and then it comes up, and she's like, "That looks like his bedroom." And then I'm screwed.
Yeah, she'll be calling. And she'll get it wrong. It's got all those poisonous snakes over there, because they'll be poisonous. They won't even be venomous, bro.
There's not poisonous cobras in there. It's ball python, but all right. Oh man.
Yeah, I don't put that on a car and nothing like that. Just because I don't want like unwanted attention because
Exactly.
people misunderstand it, right? And
Yeah.
so I just rather not deal with it, right?
Exactly. If nobody knows, it's just better that way.
Yeah, I'm the exact same way, bro.
I get jealous of people that are able to take their snakes out, you know, put it in the yard and get video and let it run. I'm like, I cannot do that. I was like, the last thing I want is like, I put my, you know, white lip out in the front yard and it goes up a tree and then I can't get out. And I'm like, well,
Oh, he spaz out on you.
Exactly.
And everybody sees it.
Yeah. I knew they were evil animals. See?
Told you. He's probably sizing him up.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, he bit him. He was testing him to see if he could fit his mouth around that arm. Like, okay.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That's the funniest thing too. Is, you know, they got the two dogs. We got the Rottweiler and then they got the pug mix. And when I started buying the snakes, everyone was thinking, "Oh, aren't you afraid it's gonna like eat your dog?" And I'm like, "Well, first of all, no. Ball pythons can't. None of them. They eat like a small rat at the most." I was like, "Two, I'm more afraid of my dogs attacking my snakes. Like that's
exactly 100%.
Like I have no worries about my snakes with these dogs.
Yeah, I don't even let my dogs get around my snakes, bro. Just because. Yeah, I don't want no issues. I don't want no issues.
All it takes is just one weird reaction. Like all it takes is the snake to move one way funny, and then the dog just goes at it, or vice versa. You know?
Right. Yeah. So I just keep them separate because that makes me feel better. Right. I know some people do it. Like I see some people, bro, with like there's snakes around the cats, and to me that's even worse, bro. Because I don't like nothing against cat people, nothing against cat owners, but I just don't trust cats, bro.
I don't either the same way. I mean,
I just feel like
you said, bro. Nothing against cats. Nothing against cat. My parents have cats. My sister has a cat. Like I got nothing against cats, but I feel like a cat is way more inclined to just like swat at a snake or bite a snake. I mean, no, I'm good.
yeah. I mean, because they got like that natural predator instinct, right?
Yeah.
And so like people who let their cat just run around the neighborhood, I'm like, why are you letting your cat?
That's why we have cat problems everywhere.
Right.
Like
I see it all the time,
talking about invasive snakes. I'm like, cats are doing way more.
These invasive cats, right?
Yeah, cats do way worse than snakes. I was like, and a cat bite is way worse than a snake bite.
Oh yeah. Like, and folks cats just be out running the streets, bro. Just doing whatever the hell they want to do.
It's funny because when we were at the Canova VIP thing, I asked Summers, like, "Oh, hey, where's the male I picked up?" She's, "Oh, he's right here." So I go in there to grab him. Little shit bites me twice. So I was just like, I like you because that means you're a good eater. I like this. This means you're gonna eat every week.
The best eaters, bro.
But yeah, he bit me twice on the finger. I'm like, all right.
So I saw the video. I know it had GHI in it, right? Didn't it have Spot Nose and Inchy as well?
Spot Nose, Inchy, and Clown. Yep.
Spot Nose, Inchy, and Clown. Okay. Yeah.
And then I'll be putting that. Oh, for sure. He's for sure going to be going to the Wookiee Yellow Belly Het Clown that I have too eventually.
Oh, nice. Nice. So let's talk about that, bro. Talk about some of your projects and what you got on the
big on dark jeans. Really big on dark jeans. Pied wise, my pied game is mostly for like dreamsicle stuff. So a lot of it, I have a dreamsicle male who doesn't want to breed right now. Go figure. But everything that's a pied female, eventually I want to put him to, so that I'll get all pieds het labs. So I got a lot of Inchy and OD and that kind of, and fire and all that. So I want to do like kind of how Justin made the like the Starburst, but I want to do the Starburst into the pied stuff.
Okay.
But like a lot of GHI, Mojave, dark. Like I love the dark jeans, but even going back on kind of like the doing both markets where it's like I want to market, the higher end stuff. I also want to do the pet stuff. I don't want to like stick myself in the corner with just one and not cover the other. That was kind of what I realized with morphs, was because originally I was just buying dark stuff. And then I was like, well, I should buy lighter stuff too, because not everyone likes just dark jeans. People like bright, like colorful snakes. Not everyone likes, dark, gothic, cool looking spooky snakes like I do. But a lot of I want to do a lot of like GHI Mojave combinations, but I want to add, chocolate or Wookiee into it, because I've seen like the Wookiee GHI and the Wookiee Mojaves, and those are really cool. Cypress is something I picked up this year, which I wish I had gotten into sooner.
Cypress is insane, bro.
Dude, that gene is. I don't want to say it's untapped, but I feel like it's almost one of those genes that it should almost go into everything. I feel like because I haven't seen it in anything where I'm like, oh no, Cypress killed that. Don't put Cypress in there. If anything, it's like, yeah, it made it better. Like
exactly, 100%.
The male I had that's a black pastel Mojave hypo. The Cypress just like it striped that thing up, and it looks so freaking cool. Like I love what Cypress does. And then I have a Wookiee Cypress. It's a Wookiee Cypress pastel yellow belly, and that thing is super cool too because you get the dark coloration from the Wookiee, but then you're still getting that back like patterning and color from the Cypress. It's a really cool combination. I love it. Chocolate. I mean, I'm really big on like the super chocolate clown stuff. Seeing that at Justin's, and that super chocolate clown is still like it's an adult and it still looks amazing. Like it hasn't, everyone says, oh, clown browns out. They get ugly.
Not with chocolate, bro.
No, dude.
Not with chocolate, bro. Chocolate ages so well.
Yep. And I want to put hypo into that, which is kind of like, why my third clutch was the double het hypo clown with the chocolate. I'm trying to think of what else I've really kept it kind of small in focus. I don't want to like fall into this guy's got every gene in the book. I'm trying to keep myself pulled in. Like recessive wise, I've got clown, DG, pied, hypo, lav,
and then
Exantic VPI is kind of like my little like side
project.
Side project, yeah. Because it's funny because my mindset was always kind of like, okay, I think everyone says Exantics brown out. They get ugly when they get old. They don't keep that black, gray, and white. But I was thinking, okay, what if you put DG into it? It'll probably look cool, And then Justin dropped that VPI DG clown, and I was like, I'm so glad I was already buying like the steps to this because I had a girl that's she's a pastel VPI het clown, and then I got another VPI from Bob Vu that's possible het pied. So I'm kind of trying to work into that whole game. But if that girl, if I could hit some, she's 66% clown, not full clown. But if I could, I put a male clown, or if I could get some clowns come out that are het VPI, and then I got a DG male that I could put to that. Because that's another. I didn't know. The funny thing is too is I didn't know he had 3 of those things. I thought he had just the one.
Oh, he got 3 of them?
He's got 3. I think he's got 1 male and 2 females, or it's
oh wow,
I
didn't know that. I didn't know that, bro.
Yeah. So we go there. I'm looking at it, and I put it back, and then I asked. I think it was Jeff over. It was Jeff or Miguel, one of those two. I was like, "Oh, did you see the VPI clown DG?" And they're like, "No." And I'm walking over there, and someone's like, "No, it's over here." And I'm like, "No, it's over here." And they're like, "No, it's over here." And I'm like, this dude has 3 of these things. Like,
oh wow, 3. Bro! I didn't know that. I thought he just had 1. I just thought he had the 1.
And they all look.
How many trifectas does he have?
Dude, I don't even know. He's got like so much stuff there, and I think a gene that I think people aren't paying attention to that they should that he has is that black Exantic. That's something.
It's not a lot of that available on Morph Market because I looked at it before.
And that's something. If I was going to add another gene right now, it would probably be that because that thing just looks. There's shit like the one he has. It's got silver eyes and it's like striped. It's the craziest looking snake ever, man. It's so cool.
Yeah, I've looked at that a couple times, the black Exantic stuff, but it's not a lot out there.
No,
at least it wasn't when I looked at it. At least it wasn't when I looked.
And it's pricey.
Yeah,
it's pricey.
And me personally, I've been trying to like limit the amount of recessives just so I can stay focused.
Yeah,
I don't want to get too big. I'm like you. I just want to have a decent sized collection, but have it powerful.
Yep.
But yeah, so right now we're in a lot of the same projects, to be honest, like Clown, DG, Hypo, Pied, and then I got Ultramel.
See, I don't have Ultramel. I don't have Ultramel or Monarch. I actually there's speaking of Monarch, and I still that Monarch chocolate there. Oh my god, dude, it was so cool. I never would have thought to put like chocolate into Monarch, but it made that thing like so like burgundy purple that I was kind of like, oh man, I kind of wish I had Monarch in my collection. But like we were saying, I don't want to get overwhelmed with genes. You don't need that many genes.
Yeah, it's easy to get like just go crazy with it.
And plus, if you get too many, it's going to take you longer to like work those projects. If you've got 7 or 8 recessives, but you've only got room for 50 steaks, you're not gonna be able to
Exactly.
expand it.
Yeah, it spreads you too thin, and it's
Yeah.
hard to like gain traction in any given project. Actually got Miri from MSB coming on.
Oh yeah. Oh nice.
Yeah, it's actually gonna air on Thanksgiving, but we're gonna record it like this week or something. So folks don't have to be live on Thanksgiving. But yeah, I just want to get into the Monarch stuff.
Yeah, and the other thing too is I try to kind of make my projects almost kind of like intertwine in a way. So it's kind of like, oh hey, I want to hit, like super chocolate clowns, but I also can put, that project, I can swing it into like my GHI Mojave Hypo stuff that I want to hit because I want to put chocolate into that and I want to put clown into that. So it can kind of, it really just, I want to make sure everything can kind of mix together for the most part.
Yeah.
Minus the lab stuff. Lab is a little bit different, Lab is like, I want to put some darker stuff in there like blackhead and leopard and that kind of stuff. But
gotcha. And I actually want to reduce like the pied stuff that I got. Like, like I'm thinking about getting rid of a whole pied package just because I just really want to focus on my pied and just have like a little bit. Because I don't want to put pied in a whole bunch of stuff, but there are certain things I want to do with it.
Well, because certain genes too, when you put it with pied, it's like a high white snake. You have no idea what you hit. It's like,
yeah. And then you limit it on like the codoms and whatnot. Because once you start getting too much stuff in there, you're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, you can't ID it, and then you're selling it off as like, well, I'm gonna sell it as like a, pied fire possible 4 other genes because I can't tell what it is. Congrats, you might have hit the jackpot on the snake.
Right? How much do I charge for it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because you don't want to sell this $8,000 snake for like $1,500.
No, yeah, because if they hit all those genes, they're gonna message you back and be like, "Yo, dude, this thing hit for like all of these genes," and you're gonna be like, "I should have kept that damn snake."
Yeah, so nothing against pie. Like I love pie. It's one of my favorite genes, but I am going to like reduce it a little bit, right?
Yeah. Right now I've got it's an FB40 rack, but it's 20 high, and I've got half of that with pied stuff. So I'm kind of like, that's about the most I want to go with pied. Is having those 10 animals.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And for me, it's like everything that's I did this really early on too. I kind of had the mindset of if it's not a visual recessive, at least get a het. Like I'm glad I did the way the market's going now with like double, triple, and quad recessives. Now I'm glad I was, in that mindset very early on of you don't have to buy the visual, but at least make sure it's a recessive for sure. And the ones I do have some animals that don't have like the Wookiee Cypress girl that I have, and then a lot of all my acid stuff. I have 3 acid females that none of those have recessive because anything, those genes with clown, the price just shoots up. Even for a head. 100%. Like an acid clown head is like super expensive.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, I want to get to the point to where everything is at least a hit. I'm not quite there yet, but that's eventually where I want to be. So I'll probably be there in like a year and a half.
Yeah, that's probably the best advice I can give anybody is if financially you can do it, at least by the head, because you're saving yourself so much time. Like the acid clown stuff for me, it's gonna take me way longer than anybody else because I have to make the heads and then I gotta grow up the heads and then I gotta breed a visual to the heads. And
yeah, the acid stuff is dope too.
I love it, but
acid and confusion.
Yeah, the thing about acid is the rumors of them being finicky eaters is, for me, it's true. I've got 3, and one's a solid eater, eats every week. Second one is like off and on, she'll eat, won't eat, eat, won't eat, and then the third one is like the worst eater in my collection. Like,
oh, for real?
Well, yep. And I've done every trick in the book to try to get her to eat, and she's just like, nope.
So I only got 2 in my collection. So I got a female, this a confusion combo, and she eats well. And then I got leopard spot nose confusion het clown male, and he was definitely a finicky eater, right? So he would only eat like the smallest of meals, like he just wanted a hors d'oeuvre like every week. And so he was like that for months, bro. And then 3 weeks ago, he ate an appropriately sized meal, and I was like,
"You're finally
hell yeah!" But I didn't want to get too excited because I was like, what if next week he don't do it? Yeah. But the next week he did it again. I was like, all right, bro. And then he did it again for third week in a row. And so what I figured out, because I got him in like a smaller tub with a hide in it, and before I was putting the meal like outside of the hide, right?
Okay.
But if I've never seen him strike at a meal, like never, not one time have I seen him strike.
Two of mine never seen strike. The one will, but the other two don't. Yeah.
I've never seen it, and it's the craziest because all the rest of mine, like especially like my good eaters, I'm like I see them strike. I have to worry about getting bit my damn self. But if I take the hide out, put the rodent in there with him, and put the hide back on it, he hops right on it, bro. Yeah,
so weird.
And so now I'm kind of pissed because I'm like wondering, like, if I'd have did that 6 months ago, would he have eaten?
Where would you be now? Yeah,
right. But he been eating like clockwork so far. So hopefully he stays on the same cadence of eating.
Acid spot nose, man. That combo looks so clean.
It's
I love
sick,
the way it looks.
bro.
Like that's what. So one of my acid girls is a acid spot nose yellow belly, and I love looking at that. That's like one of those snakes that I take out every time. I'm like, oh, like, I love looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
My mind's like, oh, what if I put like chocolate into you or like clown? Like that's why I want to take the chocolate clown stuff and put it into the acid stuff.
That's dope, bro.
I want to see where that goes.
I love that acid confusion stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess static is the same as acid confusion too.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen any static in person, but if it's the same,
I don't see a lot of static. Everyone either has confusion or acid. I don't even think I've seen static at a show yet.
I haven't either,
that I
bro.
can recall.
I haven't either.
But yeah,
at least again, like you say, that I can recall.
If anyone's looking for if anyone's looking for acid, man, Josh Jackie, he's got some sick acid stuff for sure. And he brought a lot to the last Tinley. Like he usually brings a little bit at the shows, but like last Tinley, his whole table was like just full of it. I'm like, dude, you brought all of these. I'm like I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna spend money right now. I was like, you can't do this to me. Him and then Josh Jensen has a lot of sick acid stuff too. That's who I got mine from, was Josh Jensen. And
then Corey from CD Constrictors.
Yeah.
He got some stuff too, some nice stuff. Steve do too.
Yeah, Steve's. I feel like Steve's underrated, man. Like you go to his table,
super underrated, bro.
And his stuff is very reasonably priced. Like he's had
bro.
At shows where I'm kind of like, Steve, is this labeled right? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, what the hell, dude? This is like, whoa.
Like, bro, like when I was at Tinley, he had a black pastel hypo 100% het clown female.
I seen that one, yeah.
$650, bro.
Yep.
I was like, what?
But
it was already gone. Clearly.
So that snake was one of those snakes that I looked at it and I was like, okay, if it's still there Saturday, I'm gonna buy it. And then when I went back, it was gone. I was like, okay.
Yeah. I was like, man, like I would have bought that one because I came to Tinley like fully expecting not to buy nothing, and I didn't, and I stayed true to it. Yep. But I promise you, bro, if that snake would have been available, it'd have been bought.
I think there's been some snakes where I'm kind of like what I do a lot of the time is I'll walk the show and I'll see stuff, and if it's like a snake that I think might make it out of the show, and on like if a lot of the time like the two snakes I bought from Bob Vu, I saw them at Tinley. Like the first Tinley I went to, and I was kind of like, these are really good. Like these are good price. Like if they're here, on Monday on Morph Market, if they're still there, I'll buy them. So I look on his Morph Market that Monday, and they're still on there. They're not like on hold. And I'm kind of like, hey, are these available? Once at the show, and he goes, yep, still here. And I was like, sold. I'll take them. It's like, give me those.
It was meant to be, bro. Yep. The stars aligned. The stars aligned. So what's been your biggest investments ball python wise?
Dude, it's for sure that last male I picked up. So
last one?
So that boy cost me $4,000. Most of the snakes I've been buying have been around the average of 2 to 3.
Okay.
So I usually buy about 2 to 3K worth in that area. But yeah, that dude. I mean, I saw him and I was like, I need a GHI clown male because a lot of I don't have that, and how much I want to work GHI and clown, like. You can do it with females, but it's going to take you longer. If you have a male, you can plug that male to 4 or 5 females, and bam, there you go.
Exactly.
So I was kind of like, I've been pretty good about keeping my price, finding good deals with like reputable breeders. But that one, I was like, I gotta do it. I was like, this snake isn't going to last on Morph Market, for more than a week. There's no way. So I told Justin, I was like, can I put a hold on it? He goes, yep. I was like, all right, I'll pay you the rest of it in a month or so.
So in terms of like financial investment, do you spend more money on your males or you spend more on your females?
It's
as
been
a
the
general
females.
rule?
It was the females at the beginning, and then I started kind of from Miguel's advice and his videos. The past like few months was buy powerhouse males. I mean, even at the VIP thing at Justin's, he was telling people, he goes, don't not hold back, and he goes, you're gonna be short males. He goes, don't be short males. He goes, everyone's always telling you, oh, don't buy males, sell all your males. He goes, no, you want to keep backups and have like just a just in case. But he was saying, buy, like good quality females, but get just one powerhouse male, and then you can put that powerhouse male to a bunch of females and make really cool stuff. You could buy a stacked male and breed it to just a female that's a het with one other codom, and you're still gonna make really cool stuff. Assuming the odds land in your favor, but
100%.
But yeah, that's the last couple males I bought have been my more powerful ones. The one I just got, and then the one before that I got from Antoine at DPR Cold Blood in Canada, and that was the Black Pastel Mojave Cypress Hypo.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's definitely facts. The true story is you definitely need those backup males, bro.
Yeah, that's why I learned that the hard way. Chocolate male, that chocolate double het hypo clown male. I was like, well, I don't have nothing that's male chocolate clown, and I was like, worst case scenario, I grow him up, I never use him, and I sell him. Like, it's not, I breed him, or I'll breed him once and then sell him as a proven breeder. Like, not the end of the world.
I learned that the hard way, bro, with the males and having the backup males. Like this year, most of the males I wanted to go. I mean, it's not like I had a ton, but like, and so most of them was really like 2, but neither one of them did anything for me. So like I had to pivot and do some.
I can totally relate to it. I thought I was being like smarty pants with how I was buying everything. I thought I was timing it like perfect. Like, oh, I'm buying like these females now, and I just bought these males, and they're gonna breed. And dude, like a couple of the males like just weren't growing, and I'm like, oh crap. So I had these females sitting there, and I was just like, well, this is what they say. You can't just think, oh, I'm gonna. It's nature.
Exactly.
You can't just think, oh, I'm gonna buy this female, and then a year and a half later, I'm gonna buy the male, and then in a year and a half after that, they're both gonna breed, and I'm gonna get eggs. You can't have that mindset.
It don't work like that all the time. No. Sometimes it do, but it don't work like that all the time.
I mean, my dreamsicle male, that little shit, he didn't eat for like 2 months after I got him, man. He did not want to eat at all. I picked him up and I was like, oh, sweet, I'll be with some dreamsicles like my second year of breeding, and then he's just like, nah.
Like I got a Cypress Spectre double het hypo clown male in with my banana clown female right now, and she ready. She tail wagging. So she tail wagging, but I've never seen her. I put them in 2, maybe 3 times. I think it's just 2 though, maybe 3 though. I haven't witnessed the copulation yet.
He wasn't nothing to do with them.
Yeah. Unless he's just like a minute man. Unless he's a minute man and he just in and out.
See, I got the opposite problem. I got some males that like they'll lock up and they'll be left there for like 2 days. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to get you out. Like feeding day's coming up. Like you gotta stop. Like you gotta eat. Like you already did the deed. Let it go. But,
so I'm hoping that's the case because she's continuously building. And like she ready, bro. Like I put them in there today because it was raining and stuff, and so like the barometric pressure dropped and all that stuff. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna put some males in some tubs today, and bro, like it's good when like you hear the female in their tail wagging.
Exactly.
And it's like loud. It's like clank, 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 clank. I'm like, yeah. But every time I look in there, he's not doing nothing, bro.
He's like in the opposite corner, just like far away. And you're like, what are you doing, man? Like, come on.
Like, bro, like she's begging for it, bro.
She's ready. Like,
do you need a drink? Do you need a pep talk, bro?
Exactly.
Just please.
I gotta talk you up. Like, you can do this, my man. You can do this. Just go. You're good. Oh no! It's
like you are a champion, bro.
Whenever it rains, I mean, California, it doesn't rain here hardly ever. But like whenever it does, that's the first thing I do is I go in that room and I grab the males. I'm like, you're going in here, you're going in there, like, and it works, man. I mean, I had our last rainstorm this past week. I paired 9 snakes and I got 6 locks. So,
nice. Yeah. So 2/3 of them.
Yeah. So I was like, hey, that's fine with me. One of them that didn't lock was, of course, the dreamsicle male. That I paired 2 of my yellow belly dreamsicle females. So I'm like, I could get like clutch full of dreamsicles if you would just do what I need you to do. But he wants something to do. So I'm thinking about like just not even bothering with him for a little bit longer. And I might just take the fire OD pied I have and put it to that dreamsicle girl and get some like fire yellow belly OD maybe, and then it'll all be hets at least,
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this banana clown female, because I really wanted to put that leopard spot nose confusion het clown male to her. That's what I wanted to do
so
initially,
sick.
but he's not big enough, and so I don't want to risk it.
Yeah.
And so the Cypress Spectre double het guy, he was like the backup, but he's scared. He big enough, but he just
that makes it worse. He's big enough. He's like, no.
He's like, no, I'm good, bro. No.
Yeah, I wait till at least 600 for me. Like, because I'm like 600, they're big enough to where like even if they go off food for a little bit, you're not gonna be like, oh shit, like. Because I've heard of people breeding at like 350 and 400. I'm like,
that's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
No way, man. Like, I can't. Like, they're still so small at that size. I'm like if he goes off food, like you don't have a lot of like leeway.
Exactly, bro.
He's gonna deteriorate real fast. So yeah, for me, it's always like the males 600 plus. Like that's it.
Yeah. And so this guy, like he's 7 something, but he just he's scared. Or he quick, or he just real quick, and maybe he lock it and everything, and I'm just missing it. But I don't think so, because I was off today, and so I've been looking in there like probably way too much, and I ain't seen not one copulation. Maybe after the show he'll be in there locked up.
Yeah,
like, you talking shit about me.
He's gonna hear you be like, I'm gonna do it now. You put me on blast in front of everybody. I don't appreciate this.
And then I got a chance to maybe get an OD inchy clown hit hypo.
Oh man,
it's not mine. It'll be like a joint pairing, but if that, and he's like breeder ready right now, and so maybe that'll come in, or I might just have to put her to like one of my other males, because I really want to get a clutch out that girl.
Yeah, inchy clowns look really cool, and then OD just makes everything freaking awesome, man.
Oh, 100%. All right, so where you see MSR in the next 5 to 10 years, bro?
I mean, if everything goes right, I would love to be like producing around. I want to cap off at like 50 to 60 clutches a year. Like that's really the max I want to be at. So by then, I would like to be around like maybe like 80-ish animals to kind of give me that leeway to hit the 50 clutches. But I mean, I would love to have around that. I want to be vending local shows predominantly. I mean, maybe go to like an Arlington, but I don't want to ship my animals halfway across the country, depending on where I am. 5 to 6 years, I would love to be out of California. I would love to be somewhere where I can get property and build a small facility, like room area on my house.
Okay.
But that's really where I want to, I want to be for sure. Not like the Bob Vu's and the Josh Jackies that they're doing like every show. Like those dudes they're grinders, dude. I got so much respect for those guys, bro. I feel like every weekend those guys are at a show, and I'm like, dude, props to you guys. I couldn't do that.
So,
no way.
What's your max shows a year, you think?
Vending or attending?
Vending.
Vending, it would probably just be both Pomonas and then Anaheim. So probably 2 or 3 shows a year.
Gotcha.
And then if I occasionally, depending on if I'm near Texas, Arlington, I would love to do Arlington. That's probably my favorite show, to be honest, Arlington. So if I was near Arlington, close enough to where it was a doable drive and not horrible, I would for sure do that. So 3 to 5 shows a year would be what I want to do. Gotcha. Vegas, I feel bad for the Vegas show, man, because like,
how was that?
I didn't go, so I didn't go. From what I heard, it was not like that good. It was pretty like, but Vegas is a hard city to have a show in. Like I gotta give Rami like credit for trying to put a show in Vegas. Like people go to Vegas, they're not going to Vegas to go see reptiles. They're going to Vegas to do literally everything else.
Yeah.
And there was like a UFC fight that weekend. So I'm like,
oh yeah,
you're competing with so much stuff. But I heard it was kind of like, but I'm hoping it's just growing pains and they can find something else. They can expand on it and all that. But I think what hurt it was they had Anaheim, and then 3 weeks later they had Pomona, and then 3 weeks after that they had Vegas. So I think it was just too much too soon. I mean, even Pomona, every Pomona I've gone to has been really, really good. And that one I was kind of like, oh, this is pretty like not a lot of people here. It's pretty like it's the same vendors from Anaheim. You could definitely tell it was kind of like a little bit of a burnout, I think.
Gotcha. Yeah, I want to make it to all the big shows or all the
Yeah.
larger shows. Like,
Well, this was your
Pomona.
first Tinley, right? That you went to?
First Tinley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I gotta do
far,
Daytona. I haven't done Daytona yet, man.
Oh, you got to come to Daytona,
Yeah.
bro.
Next
It's
year
the
for
moon.
sure.
Oh, you coming? Oh, yeah.
Next
Yeah,
year
you
for
definitely
sure.
got to come, bro.
100%.
Yeah. I want to make it to Pomona. I want to make it to Arlington. What else?
And
I haven't heard too much about St. Louis.
From what I've been told, it's growing. Like they said, it was originally kind of like probably like Vegas, where it's kind of like, oh, this is like rough. But from what I've been told, it's like it's getting like legs under it, where people are kind of like, okay, this is might be worth vending this show now.
Okay. Yeah, definitely Pomona, definitely Arlington. I'll definitely be going back to Tinley, and then Daytona's a given.
Yeah.
Daytona's a given. And then actually the show me shows around here are pretty dope. Like they're not huge shows, but they're pretty dope. It's a real dope vibe too.
Yeah, I wish we had this show because I hear good things about those shows, but like other than the super shows, we only get Repticons out here, and I hear bad things about Repticons. like even in California, people are just like, I have friends that go, and I'm like, how was there? Like, it was so bad. They're like, it was so bad. I'm like, I'm glad that's why I didn't go.
And then they got the Reptilian Nation.
Yeah, we got those. Those are the Reptilian Nation ones. They're not bad out here. They're definitely like smaller, like more local people just only go to that. But that was actually one of the first shows I went to, was a Reptilian Nation show. But it was cool. But that's probably the one thing that actually does terrify me about shows and vending is the chance of getting mites. That's like, because I mean, knock on wood, I've been doing this for almost 2023, so it'd be coming up on 4 years having snakes. I haven't had them yet, but I'm also freaking crazy about quarantine and everything like that. But man, that's the one thing for sure where I'm kind of like, you're gonna vent the show, all those snakes are gonna come in and they're gonna go immediately into the quarantine area in the laundry room. They're not gonna go anywhere near the collection, at least for a month.
Yeah, you got to, bro.
Yeah.
So the only 2 times we had mites was from shows, right?
Yeah.
So we caught it early in the QT, but
yeah, I mean,
shows, bro.
I could be excessive with it, but like my girlfriend laughed. So we were at Pomona, and we came home, and I told her, we walked in the front door, and I was like, or no, we walked through the garage because I don't even go through the front door. It's like, got reptiles by the front door too. We went into the garage, and I told her, I was like, all right, take off your clothes, give it to me. I'm putting it in the washer, and we're gonna take a shower because we're not going anywhere near this thing. She's like, what? And I was like, this is what I do every show. I come home, if I stayed on a trip, the suitcase gets unpacked in the garage, everything goes in a trash bag, everything goes upstairs, everything goes in the wash, and I immediately take a shower. Like before I even on my trips, if I'm gone 2 or 3 days, I do all that before I even go into that room because I'm not risking it.
Yeah, it's not worth it, bro. It's not worth it at all.
People might be like, that's psychotic, Matt. You're out of your mind. But I'd rather go through all the craziness and just have that peace of mind of knowing like I've done everything I can. So
yeah, because if you go through all the craziness, bro, and you went through it for nothing, you haven't really lost anything.
Exactly.
But if you don't go through all the quote unquote craziness and then you fucking have an outbreak in your collection, bro.
And everything's got to go on paper. It's just oh god, no. I don't want that mess.
No, not at all, bro. Not at all. Yeah, it's not worth it. So what would you say you want to be known for in the hobby most?
I mean, other than just, the easy answer would be just being a nice, friendly, overall easy to get along with person. But I want to kind of be genetics wise. I want to kind of like be known for taking projects and kind of expanding on them. So like taking like I want to really work acid a lot. I really want to be like, I want to get my name in because acid's very untapped. Not a lot of people have acid.
It really is, bro.
You don't see it, it's still in like, I feel like the developing stage where you're just now getting acid clowns. So I'd really like to have my name attached to acid. I'd be like, okay, yeah. That Matt Sommers guy, he has really cool acid stuff.
Gotcha.
That's for sure what I want to be known for.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like it's untapped, and I don't know why, bro. Because it's such a crazy gene, especially when you get it in certain combos.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I'm like, dude, and people like they start seeing it, and then they tell me, "Oh yeah, you're right about acid." Like I've been telling you about acid for like the last year, dude. I'm like my boy Jacob, he just got a confusion het clown from
Okay.
I think Andre. I think it's Capital Reptiles or Capital City or something like that. I can't. My bad. I'm not knowing
Okay.
his name, but he's got good stuff too. But he just got a confusion het, and I was like, "Damn, you're already ahead of me, bro." And he goes, "What do you mean?" I was like, "You got a het." I was like, "I don't have hets." I was like, "You got a confusion het clown. I don't have that."
You got a female or a male?
A female.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's a female.
Yeah. Yeah. It's untapped. I agree. Like I feel like it's still so much to do with it.
And I mean, I don't know. I think people eventually see it. Just like people are eventually going to see that hypo isn't this dead gene that's, the poor man's recessive, as people have called it before. I'm like, dude, hypo makes DG better. Hypo and clown look sick. Hypo and pied look sick. I'm like,
it makes so many combos look better, bro.
Yeah.
Brighter, and it cleans stuff up.
And you like, go to a lot of the bigger breeders, and you look, a lot of them have hypo. Like Justin has hypo, Miguel has hypo, Ozzy. I don't know if Ozzy has hypo. I think Ozzy has hypo.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't think he's as into it as some of the other guys, but I think he does. But like,
Billy,
definitely
not. Like,
Billy has hypo. Like,
oh yeah, Billy got like crazy hypo. Yeah, like I don't understand like the hate on hypo, bro. Like
I don't get it either. But
I get on my soapbox every week about
and I
hate on hypo, bro.
I say all the time, I'm like, I was like, I don't get offended. People you can talk crap on any gene that I have. I'm not gonna take it personally. It's not, me personally, I'm not a Monsoon fan. I'm not into Monsoon. I think Monsoon's too powerful, and the most you can do is change the color. But like, someone could be like, "Oh, I don't like hypo." Okay, that's your opinion. You're entitled to that opinion. I'm not gonna take it personal, but let them all keep sleeping on hypo, and I'll just keep buying it up for a lower cost. I have no problem with that.
Right. And then when it blow up, and then everybody be coming to you for
it. Exactly.
Like, yeah, y'all was sleeping. Yep. Yeah, hypo is fire, bro. Like, and I'm into it deep, especially like the hypo clown stuff. I'm into it pretty deep, and so I'm gonna just keep working it, bro.
A lot of my clown stuff is not a lot, but a good amount of it is het for hypo or a pos het for hypo. So we're gonna have to test all those snakes too. I mean, to go back to that, I mean, it's pricey, but I feel like it'll be worth knowing in the end. I'll pay that. Was it like $80 to get it tested just to know whether or not it's het for something?
Have you tested anything yet?
Not yet. I'm waiting on sheds now because I was like, oh. And I had one of the ones I had to test. She shed while I was out of town. So by the time I got back, I was like, I can't even use this shed. Like it's all jacked up because they're like, once it sheds, take it out, stretch it out, let it dry. And I got home and it was all like in a little ball, and I was like, well, can't use that. So I'm like, now I gotta wait a month.
So you've been doing this for like 4 years now. So based on your experience, what do you think is one of like the most important personality traits that you need to be successful in this industry?
Personality traits, dude. I think just being like outgoing and friendly and going to shows. I mean, I know it takes a lot for me sometimes to come out of my show. Like, but I'm also like one of those people where once I'm out, it's like, dude, does this guy shut up? Holy crap. But like, I always tell people, like, even if you're like a shy or quiet person, just go to a show and just hang out, like be a fly on the wall, get your name out there, get your face out there. I tell people all the time, like, you don't have to be like breeding. Like I started my Instagram and I wasn't breeding anything yet. I was still collecting stuff. But I tell people, you want to make your Instagram and get your face out there and, get known. That way when you start selling stuff, they know who you are. They know you're trustworthy. They're not like, well, who's this like Matt Sommers guy that has a DG clown? I don't know who that is. I'm not going to buy this from him. Like, why would I buy that from him when I can buy it from someone else that I know? That's the thing. I think you got to be outgoing. You got to be friendly. You got to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to go to a show and be in public. I know for some people that's a lot and anxiety. I get that, but like just try your hardest to put yourself in those uncomfortable situations where you might not want to do it, and it'll pay off.
100%.
I mean, I haven't encountered. I mean, my experience has been super positive. I mean, I've heard horror stories from people in this industry, like, but I haven't encountered anyone that's been, a dick or an ass to me, and everything's been positive and nice. Now, I don't know what Mike has said behind closed doors or when I turn around, but I haven't encountered anything bad, man. Everyone's been super kind and positive. Some of the coolest people I've met in this hobby over the last 3 years.
Yeah, me either, bro. I haven't encountered anybody that's been like an asshole or anything like that. Now I have heard that like back in the day it was a little bit different.
Oh, it was cutthroat back. I mean, back in the day,
Yeah.
I would have been like, I don't want anything to do with this. Like, get me out of here. I mean, no way. People
Yeah,
selling
like
fake hats and like buying out feeders from someone like, oh, I'm gonna buy that guy's feeder so he can't feed his collection. I'm like, bro, what is wrong
what
with
the fuck?
you? Like,
Yeah,
that's just like Jesus. You know, I mean,
So
shout out to
I'm
my
glad it's
boy.
not like that anymore.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Miguel. I saw him in the comments. Miggy's Morse, you know.
Yeah,
We
Miggy's.
met at Pomona. We met at KG&D's booth.
Okay, that's what's up.
We met there, you know, and we hit it off, and we went to Justin's thing and got an Airbnb together, and it was cool, dude. He's a super cool guy.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up,
Yeah.
man.
My boy Wiz too. I love seeing Wiz at every Tinley, man.
I was reading the comment there. He say see it every show. Love chopping it up.
I love Wiz. You know, that's the thing too. It's like the shows. You know, I always feel bad when I don't get like a lot of time to talk to somebody because you're constantly going all over the place. And it's like there's some dudes that like I see for 5 minutes and that's all I see from. I'm like, dude, I wish I could have talked to you for like a little bit longer. Like crap. You know, I think I only saw poor Wiz the last Tinley for about 5 minutes. You know, and that was it. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I saw Wiz a few times. We actually stayed at the same hotel at Tinley.
Okay.
Yeah, so not the main hotel, but a different one. And we bumped into each other at breakfast. I'm like, oh,
nice,
what's up?
Nice. I love that. That's why I love going to shows too. It's like you'll be out going to Culver's, and then you see like 3 dudes. You know, you're like, oh yeah, let's get okay, cool.
yeah. It was David Culver's too. We bumped into Austin.
I love dude. We don't have Culver's in California. So anytime I go to Tinley, I eat so much Culver's. Like it's probably not those butter burgers, dude. Oh, they're so good.
Yeah, I had a good ass time in Tinley, man. And I hate that I missed Justin's facility visit. I had to go out of town for work, or else I would have been there.
Yeah, I love his Patreon. That's probably my favorite one. Like to be completely honest, and just you get a lot for what you pay for in Justin's. I mean, you get access to him, you get a lot of cool stuff, and then that VIP thing alone is just super cool. Like I had been to his facility once before that, and don't get me wrong, it was cool just not having a crowd there and just kind of being able to hang out with him and then see stuff. But like being with all your friends at Canova and seeing everything and being able to geek out together, all pulling snake bins, dude, it's so cool. I love it. I can't wait to do it again for sure.
Yeah, I hope I can get there next year.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely looking forward to it.
If you can afford that VIP tier, get on that shit because those things it fills up quick. I had to like watch it like a hawk. Like every day I was going on like. Nope, full. Nope, it's full. Oh, there it is. All right, I'm putting my name in there. Okay.
Yeah, I got the last spot, bro. Like, because I think he had offered like 10 more spots or something like that. Okay. And I got like the last one that was left. Man, because I had full intentions on going to the facility visit. But then like something came up with work. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, I joined it relatively later in the year. And I remember thinking, I'm like, I asked Summer, I was like, hey, I know I just joined like a month ago. Can I still come? Or is this like, you know, one of those things where it's like, no, you have to be a tier member for like 6 months in order to come? Which, if it was, I totally would have understood that. I wouldn't have been like, oh, that's dumb. I'm undoing my tier now. This is lame. I'm not gonna do that.
Tier 1 me.
Yeah, go to tier 1 now. I don't get to go to your party. It's like, jeez. That's always been like the weird thing too. You know, you'll see people that like talk crap on Patreons, and I'm just like, dude, no one's making you do it. Like you don't like the Patreon, or you think it's dumb. Don't do it. You don't have to. No one's telling you like you have to go subscribe to all these Patreons. Like
exactly. Or they talk crap about people who own Patreon.
Yeah.
Why are you on Patreon?
Yeah. I think they're.
Why are you worried about it?
Like, and they all offer something different. You know, every person's Patreon offers something different than someone else's. So it all depends what you want out of it. And I think they're great investments. You know, I support them totally.
100%. In fact, after this, because I know they had the Canova University talk tonight, so I got to check that out too.
Yeah, go watch that recording for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Just to see what they was talking about, because that was a good Canova U. It actually caused quite a stir on Facebook.
Did it really?
Yeah.
See, I don't. Oh man, I don't go. I have a Facebook. I got on my Facebook in order to make like the business page, and I go on there and I'm like, Now I know why I left this place. It's like, this is toxic.
It's
like,
toxic, yeah.
Like there's just hate and drama all the time. People are posting stuff.
Because
like,
people be taking stuff and just going like completely left with it, bro. It's like, bro, how is that your take?
I tell people all the time, like, I just go on Facebook for memes, man. I just want to see stupid, funny stuff. I don't go on here to see all these hot takes and people's opinions. I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, but yeah, I definitely got to go check that out and see some additional discussion about it.
For sure.
All right, bro. So before we let you get out of here and enjoy the rest of the night, I got a few random questions for you. Cool. So the first one is, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would that be and why?
Anywhere in the world. Oh man, that's hard. I would probably still keep it in the US because I wouldn't want to have to deal with exporting my animals all over the place. So just keep it in the US. Man, I really, really like Wyoming just because it's kind of like the Wild West out there. Like the winters are terrible, like terrible. But I like the fact that it's cheap. You can just kind of do your own thing, live your own life. But I really like Tennessee too. I would love to live in Tennessee.
Okay.
But like more so Tennessee for me because I'm that person where like I would love to have land away from people. Like I want my space, but I need access to a big city because I still need my sports and I need my concerts. Like I can't live in like the middle of nowhere where like if I want to go to a show, I got to drive 3 hours. I can't do that. So like somewhere like Tennessee, like just outside of Nashville or something like that.
Okay. I think it was Will that said Tennessee too.
Yeah, and Tennessee is beautiful too. So, and they have pretty good weather. You know, I think you get like the outskirts of like hurricane weather, but you're not going to get slammed with it. And then the winters aren't terrible.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, and so if you could have dinner with any 3 people, it don't matter who, dead or alive, who would those 3 people be and why?
First would probably be my grandpa on my mom's side because sadly he passed away when she was like 12, so I never met him. So being able to actually meet him and talk to him and do that for sure. Oh man, this is like the hardest part. This is hard. There's so many people. I'm like, dude, I would love to meet that person. Dude, oh man, probably honestly, Cliff Burton, man, the bassist from Metallica that died in the bus accident in like, was it like 86? Like I grew up listening to Metallica. So when I found out like that whole story, I was like, man, like and he was so good. I would love hearing like just hanging out with that guy. Because I got that and that covered. And then
what would you ask him?
Dude, I would just ask him like what inspires him musically. Because like he was just like a musical genius, like on the bass for sure, like 100%. And then third, dude, probably be Wayne Gretzky, man. I grew up playing hockey and just being able to meet Wayne Gretzky. Like I grew up playing hockey in California, so like Gretzky brought hockey to California and all that. So just for sure, Wayne Gretzky.
Dope. All right, so if you won $10 million tomorrow, how would you use it?
Oh man, I would invest almost all of it, like in smart, like real estate, and I wouldn't even do the stock stuff. Like stocks is too volatile for me.
Right.
But I probably take at least half of it and just put it into like real estate investments, whether it's like buying, land or properties. Do that, and then, a chunk of it would be spent paying off any kind of like car or house that I have now. And then I would, I'm Cuban. So for me, it's like family. So I would, pay off my parents' house. I would buy both my sisters a house, that kind of thing.
Dope. And so last random question. What's one question you wish I would have asked you and how would you have answered it?
That's a good question. That's hard too. Because I feel like you hit like pretty much everything on the head too. Damn. What's one question? Oh man. What's your favorite color? No, I'm just kidding. That's the most basic. Man, one question. Okay. This is more of a fun one. If I could purge any morph, what would it be?
Oh, which one would that be? You about to get some haters, bro.
I'm gonna get some. I don't know why I said that. I don't even know why I brought this upon myself, but I'm gonna say Monsoon, man. I'm not sold on Monsoon. Like I've seen some cool stuff, but like I haven't seen enough to where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna invest in that. And it's a recessive too. So I mean, it being a recessive that I'm not sold on just makes me like even less interested in it. You know, I bet Herbert thought I was gonna say Ultramel. I'm not that big of an Ultramel hater. I just like giving Ultramel crap, but I think Ultramel is very cool.
Okay. I like Monsoon, but I would never. I don't want to get into it because I feel like I agree with you. I feel like it's just overpowering. Like it's like, not a whole lot you can do with it.
I if I see a cool morph, I respect it and I like it, but it's not something that's on my plate.
Gotcha. Yeah.
My boy was
I agree with you. I'm not a hater.
I haven't watched Half Baked in a long time. Damn.
Me either, bro. Me either. But it's funny as hell, though. It's funny as hell.
I love that movie.
All right, bro. So I definitely appreciate you coming on the show.
Oh man, thanks for having me.
Been looking forward to it, bro.
Same.
Looking forward to it. The pleasure's all on this side. Me podcaster, Sue podcaster.
Yeah. And I can't wait to hang out at Tinley again, man. It was good meeting you.
Oh yeah, for sure. And hopefully we link up at another show. I do want to try to get to Arlington this year. We'll see how it work out. But Arlington is like
I try to go to every Arlington. So
you go to every one?
I didn't go to the last one because I actually had a concert. So nice. I bought the Rammstein concert tickets in 2019. It was supposed to happen in 2020, and COVID happened. And that concert, that concert got postponed for 2 years, and it was the same weekend. Oh wow! The same weekend as Arlington. I was like, I'm not missing this show, dude. Like, absolutely not. Like, I'll go to the next Tinley or next Arlington.
Yeah, because Arlington roll around every year.
Exactly.
The concert don't.
No, and they don't tour in the States very often. So
okay,
good.
Yeah, Arlington is like. I mean, besides Tinley and besides Daytona, which again, Daytona is kind of like a given. I definitely want to make it back to Tinley, but Arlington is like
I definitely like Daytona is like the one show I'm for sure like I have to go to Daytona this year. I missed it the last 2 years, so
yeah, and so we'll probably catch each other in Daytona for sure. Yeah, man, I appreciate it. So tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
Yeah, so Instagram is matt.summers.reptiles, Facebook Matt Summers Reptiles Inc. YouTube, Matt Summers Reptiles, and then Morph Market, same thing, Matt Summers Reptiles. I've got some animals on Morph Market, nothing too crazy, first season, so it's the first 2 collections. I haven't put any of the banana stuff up there yet, so don't go looking for the banana yet. That's
I ain't gonna lie, I have been looking for it, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been debating it where I'm kind of like, do I want to put it on there and risk selling it before Pomona, or should I my mind's kind of like I might wait then Pomona and then put it on, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's it for now. I've got TikTok, but like I'm super inconsistent with TikTok. Like I feel like that's just I'm like an older millennial, so that's like TikTok's like the younger kids. I'm just when I remember to post on TikTok, I do, but it's sporadic.
Yeah, I'm the same way, bro. Like I forget about even logging on to TikTok, much less posting.
Same.
Yeah, definitely. And so your link tree is in the description of this video, so everybody make sure you go check that out. And definitely everybody, this is a public service announcement. If you're not utilizing Linktree or some similar service, you're selling yourself short. So please get you a Linktree. It makes it so much easier. So that's my public service announcement for the night. But again, bro, thank you for coming out. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Y'all make sure y'all going out there and supporting US art as well. I really appreciate everybody coming in the chat tonight. It's been lit in the chat. The comments been going the whole time. I really appreciate all the ongoing support. It means the world. I really appreciate y'all. So thank y'all for coming out. Be blessed. Peace.